2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added the 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another Friday night of high school football, Lincoln County style, on KTC Broadcasting. Tonight, we're at North Lincoln High School as the Knights open up their conference season against the Statesville Greyhounds. And as we have said on previous broadcasts, this conference, just the way it works out, it's front-loaded. You've got Statesville and North Lincoln, and down the road you've got Hickory at East Lincoln, a battle of the last two 3A state champions. So this conference is going to decide things very quickly because they'll do almost a round robin next week. It'll be Statesville and East Lincoln, and North Lincoln will travel up to Hickory. So I'm Dave Potter, along with Scott Tudor, welcoming you to Lincoln County football on KTC Broadcasting. Our title sponsor is Bug Busters of Lincolnton, and you're listening to the Stadium Pregame Show brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. So tonight we've got a battle of two 3-0 teams. Statesville, which is just absolutely huge along the lines. We're looking out in pregame, and it's like there's some monsters out there, as you'll hear from Coach during the interview. And North Lincoln, never the biggest team, but always probably one of the best executing teams of their offense. So it'll be quite an interesting battle. Last year it was 18-14 Statesville. And hopefully you get another close game tonight because I'm tired of blowouts. How about you?
Yeah, it would be good to a couple of weeks ago to have that sort of matchup with Ford and West Lincoln.
Oh, that was an awesome game.
That was obviously the best game that I was able to cover with you in 2 years. But, yeah, we'll see how the injuries kind of hold up here. North Lincoln, as you kind of alluded to, we'll kind of hear that from Coach Basil in the coach's interview. But 2 3-0 teams going at it.
I think they were in the same shape last year. Might have been, might not have been. I mean, you even got a player in a wheelchair down here. I mean, and another one on one of those knee bikes. That's never. Oh, that's Bassani. As you'll hear, stud defensive player Ryan Bassani for North Lincoln will not play tonight. So he might have been a key player to watch, but if you watch him tonight, you're going to miss the game.
Yeah, I kind of put a little note over here on my key players that he's out, but I guess in a way he is a key player because he's not in.
Yeah,
so
key in a different way.
Yeah, more of a key position to watch. You know, I was kind of thinking about how they were going to kind of attack each other here after that close one last year, and so we'll have to wait and see. But as you mentioned, North Lincoln's a scrappy bunch up front, and they're home, so
that always helps.
Yeah, let's see if they can kind of get through some of these injuries and make it a battle here tonight.
I don't know if you remember, but we were looking at Statesville's schedule last year, and of the 10 games they played, they had 7 home games. I don't know how that worked out. Well, this year they only have 6 though on the road. So I didn't take the time to try and figure out how that worked out.
I wonder if there's something on with somebody's field that got messed up somehow, and sometimes they swap, but who knows?
It's the only thing I can figure. It is something weird. But that last year over at Statesville, they had a defensive battle. North Lincoln only had 185 yards of offense, 4 passing, which is typical. They don't throw it much. And Statesville only had 275, and 82 of that came on a touchdown run by Mecklin Davis. So he would definitely be a player to watch if he were back. He graduated.
He was a senior. Yeah.
He was a senior, so he would have been a key player to watch, but he's not here. He might be in the stands. That'd be about it. So, head coach for Statesville is Rydell Cowan in his third year, 18-8. He came over from South Iredell. He was there for a long time, was the offensive coordinator, and got passed over for the head coaching job.
Ooh.
So he went elsewhere. Venge a couple weeks ago, they beat South Iredell 6-0 in a slugfest. I was looking at the highlights on Max Preps, and several turnovers. People got close to the end zone, turned it over, that sort of thing. But it was 6-0, and they also defeated Alexander Central and rival Lake Norman 28-21. That's a good victory. Lake Norman's big school, usually pretty good. And North Lincoln comes into this game 3-0. They finally took care of West Lincoln without going down to the last play. That game typically has, I think, like 3 of the last 5 years, has gone to the last play. Beat them 27-14, handily beat Lincolnton 41-20, and then I don't know what went on up at East Rutherford, but the game ended up with North Lincoln going for 2 with a minute left, getting it, and they pull out a 56-55 game. There are high school basketball games that don't have that many points.
Exactly. Yeah, we were kind of covering our game last week, and we kept looking on Twitter there that they just kept back and forth. Like I don't know what happened to the defenses. A couple turnovers here and there to help out, but man, what a battle.
Well, not a defensive battle, certainly not. If you're a defensive coach, you have no hair left after that game. That's got to be the case. So you're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC. We're going to take a timeout here, and then we're going to come back with an interview with Coach Basil. It's a bit lengthy, but it's a really good one. Coach Basil always has a lot of good information about his team. So we'll take a timeout here, and then we'll play that interview. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC Broadcasting.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching sun. James River delivers the Back to Cool special on select John Deere cab tractors. Experience ultimate comfort in a roomy, air-conditioned 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder series cab tractor. Plus, save a cool $5,000 off MSRP on top of 0% for 60-month financing. Comfort has never been so affordable. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com/cool for more.
James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby. Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines, and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
That's the sound of a day starting out right, and I hear it every time my new Toro Z-Master 4000 zero turn starts up. With big-time horsepower, giant Voodoo track tires, turbo force deck, and comforts like MyRide and USB ports, it's fully loaded to mow all day long while delivering that signature Toro cut. From start to finish, the beast means business. Get your Z-Master 4000 today. Toro, count on it. Your local Toro Z-Master 4000 dealer is Power Max Sports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station.
Roads and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I get off.
Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Now joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. It's the coach of the North Lincoln Knights, Nick Basil. Coach, thanks for joining us.
Appreciate it, Dave. Appreciate the opportunity. Glad to be here.
Well, we're getting our first look at your team this year, and I just wanted to ask you how your season's gone so far. I mean, it's not been too bad. You lose Lincoln in a game that finally didn't go down to the last play. Pretty convincing win over Lincolnton, and then last week, 56-55 at East Rutherford. They had to be entertaining for the fans, but a game a coach is going to pull his hair out after.
Yeah, or either get your heart monitor checked. So, you know, those, you don't like to go through them type of games, but if you can come out on top, it makes it a little easier to handle. But yeah, you're right. I mean, I felt good about the way we played pretty much all year. And then we got, you know, a little bit behind defensively last week and some things. But the one thing that I've seen this team do over the last 3 games is just continue to battle and fight back. And you know, sometimes you'd rather get in a game where you didn't have to fight back, you just had to fight. And so I think that's we get that with our guys, and they're fighters, and they can continue to battle, but you know, fighting back's a little harder on them, you know, because that means you're behind most of the time. So you don't want to, you know, squelch that, but at the same time, you'd like for them to be able to just be ahead and keep fighting. And, you know, last week, prime example of just having to continue to battle back. We got an early lead on them, Dave. It was 13-0, and then the mistakes came in, and, you know, we've had a hard time holding on to them.
Quarterback for the Knights is going to be number 4, Eli Sight.
Okay.
Aaron Dogan.
Philippians 4, verse 8 tells us this. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing.
It maybe shouldn't have been that whole game, but that don't take anything away from East Rutherford. Now they're a much improved team over last year. They had most everybody back from the year before. They were sort of like us. They were real young last year. So they're going to win some games, and I would not be surprised if they won that conference. So, you know, we beat a good football team, luckily. But the first 2 games, you know, we played well enough to keep a big lead. And, you know, over 2 good football teams, I still think, even though Lincoln's winless right now, they're still a good football team. Ain't no doubt about it. And of course, West Lincoln is going to be as good year in, year out, long as Ponder's there. So he keeps those guys playing hard. Thank goodness it wasn't a nail biter again this year. So anyway, 3-0, we're happy about that. But we got 2 biggies coming up back to back. You know, the biggest game on our schedule, of course, is this one next week with Statesville. But, you know, you got Hickory looming right after them, so the road isn't getting any easier. And, you know, unfortunately, we're not at full strength. So, due to injuries, again, which has plagued us for the last 4 to 5 years.
I was going to ask about that, how the injuries have been this year. I mean, Wingate seems to be staying healthy so far, but how's the rest of your team looking?
Well, what a lot of people don't know is when we had our open date last week before we even played East Rutherford, I had 4 out of 5 offensive linemen that were injured. We lost 2 receivers in the first game to West Lincoln because of after the play junk that went on where we were getting body slammed by defensive backs. And we had one kid separate his shoulder. He hasn't been back, Dylan Jenkins. And then Dan Incinda, another receiver, he got slammed, broke his hand. All no calls. And, you know, that type of stuff's got to be taken care of. And but anyway, we lost 2 there. Then we had 4 linemen hurt against Lincoln. One's got a broke hand, got a club on it now. And then we had 2 with hip flexor injuries and 1 with an ankle. Our centers hadn't been back since the Lincoln game. I think it was Lincoln. Yeah, and he hadn't been back since Lincoln. And we got, you know, the guys were just practicing half of the practice and then sitting out with ice on their legs. So it's just, you know, I don't know how it happens to us, but and then to beat it all, we even get hurt when we're not even in practice. So we won't have Ryan Bassani this week because he stepped on a rock getting in a hot tub, cut his toe, and had 6 stitches. So he's out this week. And so Tim Folk, who has been a really hopeful player this year for us on offense.
Remember the 2 high school kids that were killed.
Has been suffering hip injuries goes back from, I guess, his childhood days, and he's got a labrum tear in one hip. So he gets wrapped every day, and he's hobbled. So he's a defensive back and a wide and one of our A backs. So, you know, we're just about as beat up as you could be right now. It'd be great if we had 2 more open days, you know, so they could rest up. But I don't, you know, we'll just try to hope that we can get the next man up and just keep plugging along and see how it goes.
Does it help that next man up mentality, the fact that you have 26 seniors on your roster?
It does. You know, that, you know, the thing is that I talked about in preseason how we had a lot of seniors, but we don't have a lot of depth. And just because you have a lot of seniors, that does give you good leadership and it does give you experience, but it doesn't necessarily mean all 26 seniors are really good football players. I mean, there's, you know, some of them, like I just had a talk with our guys yesterday. You know, some of you guys are being content standing on the sidelines and watching your teammates play when you could be stepping in, so we don't have so many kids playing 2 ways. You know, step up and earn a position. Tell us, you know, show us you want to play and that you can. Because we would love to have you in there because we're having to play our offensive linemen. Offensive linemen flip over to defense and back to offense. So, you know, those guys get tired because with what we do, Dave, we expect our kids to give an unbelievable effort up front. We don't block like everybody else. Our guys, our linemen get tired because we try to block, you know, from the line of scrimmage 5, 8, 10, 15, 20 yards downfield. And so they're constantly running and pushing and running and pushing. And so then they have to turn around and play defense. So you know, I've appealed to my guys yesterday. You know, we got some kids, 1 or 2 or 3 that's got some decent size, but won't earn a position, won't step in there and try to help us out. And so, you know, if we can get those guys to say, hey, I want to get on the field, I'm tired of standing around, that'll get us some of these other guys off the field and and probably help us to heal up a little bit, you know. So, we're still looking for that to come around. But, one thing I am totally pleased with this group is I think we really get the most, and I think all my coaches will agree with this, we get the most out of what we have. And, we're not overly sized and we're not overly talented, but I think we get the best effort out of the ones we have. We just like for some of the others to step up so these guys don't have to play 4 quarters on both sides of the ball.
Well, this week you've got Statesville coming up, and you mentioned size, and looking down their roster, and you can't always believe everything you see on Max Preps, but I'm looking down at some of their linemen, and you've got 270, 280, 280, and they have a nose guard that I don't know how much he plays or not, but 380. Going up against that, that's got to be a monumental task.
Okay, but believe it because it's true. And honestly, the Max Preps might be undersized.
Oh, no.
We were joking this week and said, well, we might as well just go out in the woods and practice offense and block trees because, that's what we're going to have to do all Friday night. We were talking on Sunday when we met, was going, how can a team be this big? I mean, these guys are bigger than your Mallard Creeks and your Myers Park. And people that have,
I would like to
2,000 or
thank
3,000
Barron or
students in the
Service for
school.
what they've done.
And they get so big, and it's not just one thing. It's not just one year, Dave. It's like that every single year. They just rotate them big ones out, rotate next big ones out.
Something in the water over there. And those big guys are opening some holes. From what I've seen on the videos, Alan Jones is doing a great job for them at running back. He's going to be a tough one to bring down.
Well, he is, no doubt about it. They don't have a weak spot. That's the problem. I mean, for people that have to play, not for them, but for everybody else. They're good up front. They're physical. Not just big, but they're physical. All of them run well, so even the big guys run good. And then in the skill positions, they have people that can just flat out fly. And so, this is going to be definitely the biggest challenge that we've had all year. And this one coming up, and even the next week. But
all you Army.
I think those two, Statesville and Hickory, when those two play, that'll probably be the conference championship game. We're gonna have. It's just like I told the guys yesterday. I said, look, you better get all these mistakes and everything else ironed out this week before Friday, because Friday we're going to have to play almost nearly perfect. We're not going to be able to give them extra possessions. We're not going to be able to have penalties and setbacks and mistakes during the game, because if for us to be in this one, we're going to have to play as good as we've ever played before. And, and then have maybe a little luck from them, maybe making a mistake or two. But it's just it's a matchup that size and speed-wise we don't match up with. But what we do, I think, helps us to be competitive, even with the teams that we're outmatched on.
One more question about Statesville. The only thing I think you might see that might be a potential weakness is looking at the videos. They've had 2 different quarterbacks. Do you know what's going on there in just 3 games?
No, I think they're still trying to figure out who's going to be the guy. You don't know from week to week which one's going to play because they play different ones in different games. But one quarterback might be a little bit better thrower than the other one, but the other one's got a whole lot more weapons speed-wise with his legs. And so I guess it just depends on, and maybe they got somebody that's one of them that might be dinged up a little bit, the other one's playing in front of him. So, I don't know the reason why that is. I just know they've been using more than one. So we're trying to prepare for all of them. And, one gives them one dimension, one gives them another different dimension. So we'll just have to see what happens who shows up Friday.
Well, Coach, we thank you for joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell, and best of luck in your ball game tonight.
Well, we appreciate it, Dave. Thanks a lot, and I appreciate you having me.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about the lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
Back here at North Lincoln, we thank Coach Basil for his time joining us on the Stadium pregame show, brought to you by Full Throttle Power Sports of Lowell. Pretty extensive interview. You get Coach going, and you'll get all kinds of information. And one thing that's painfully clear is Addie McGinnis, the team trainer, is very busy.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I say, we're looking kind of down here on the side, and we got one in a wheelchair, one on a cart.
One of those
couple standing around.
knee stands where you can keep your foot up and wheel yourself along. My wife tried that in Charleston. I don't recommend it. Those sidewalks are not level there. She went right over.
It looks like Statesville won the toss and will defer. So I guess North Lincoln will receive the ball first. Yeah, it should be, maybe we get to see some lights because it's almost dark here at the beginning of the game. Usually we got to wait till the second quarter or even the half before the Lincoln light show begins.
Well, we've been kicked down to the other end of the press box here because of all the new lights put in down at the other end and the system to run them, and they're putting them to use. Now that we're getting an earlier sunset, I can actually start the game without wearing a hat because in Lincoln County, you stare into the sun.
Well, we've been baking up here a little bit. The air conditioner is not quite holding up to par, so.
I think when they open the door, I'd get a nice draft. I was like, that'd be great. But, yeah, so we're just about ready to go here. The teams are running onto the field, trotting, whatever. And just interesting looking down on the North Lincoln sideline. It's like, good gracious. I mean, we've got 1, 2, 3, at least 5 kids just wearing a uniform but with no pads or anything, and just plop down on the bench. Or in the case of Turner Thompson, I believe, number 19, he's in a wheelchair, tight end linebacker. So a team that, for whatever reason, is plagued with injuries. It sounds like South Carolina had that problem a couple of years under Shane Beamer and even under Will Muschamp. Here we go. Oklahoma is having that problem right now, and they've got to face Tennessee tomorrow night. That's not a recipe for success. I'm not looking forward to that game because I'm one of the few Oklahoma fans in this area, and there are a lot of Tennessee fans around here.
We're definitely in that neck of the woods.
Lots of orange. It's like, great. So North Lincoln will get the ball first. They'll be going from right to left on your radio dial or on your computer, however you want to do it. Statesville will kick off. So Shannon Wingate, their leading rusher, comes in with 621 yards already in 3 games. Games of 223, 171, and 227 yards. He's ranked 183rd nationally at the moment.
That's incredible. Yeah, after 3 games. I mean, that's a pretty solid pace and yards per game.
Yes, Yeah, 207, if I do the math correctly. And you got Eli Sipe, who's thrown for all of 55 yards, because that's what North Lincoln does. So we're about ready for the kickoff, and there it is, a low line drive. It's fielded at the 24-yard line.
Number 12, Peyton Smith.
Peyton, I was going to almost said Peyton Manning. I've got to get my rosters out here. Peyton Schmidt returns the ball, and he gets it out to the 40-yard line, so it's going to be decent field position to start off for the Knights. 1st and 10, as the Lincoln County football is brought to you by your title sponsor, Bugbusters of Lincolnton, and we thank them for their support throughout the season.
Well, as I was, we're going to allude to it kind of in the pregame. We'll see how they attack this Statesville front, as we mentioned, is pretty good size up front.
Wingate on the dive up the middle. If you'll hear a pause in me tonight, it's because I'm trying to figure out who the ball has been handed off to. Eli Sipe and Wingate, and those guys do such a fantastic job disguising what they're doing that it gives broadcasters pause to say somebody has the ball.
Yeah, I may have to switch the rosters here. The Statesville roster is like size 8 font.
That's why I run off another copy just in case I'm going off of that. My old eyes cannot see that. Fumble on the exchange, or on the snap rather, and here we go. This is what has plagued North Lincoln this year. 44 seconds into the game, second play of the game, the snap is fumbled and recovered by Statesville. And they're going to have the ball 1st and 10 on the North Lincoln 44. So the first error goes against North Lincoln.
Yeah, it looked like number 9 for Statesville, Manuel Gladden, came out of the pile with the ball pretty much right at the line of scrimmage. As I said, they're stacking up that front. North Lincoln's trying to attack the middle, but they may, again, have to change kind of game plans, maybe try to attack that edge. We'll see what they do, but now it's Statesville ball.
And we've got a flag. So what's interesting here at North Lincoln, they've got a wireless system set up, and they have the referees mic'd.
Like
so we don't have to worry about what exactly was that call. So a penalty of 5 yards.
I think that's why they moved us down here. Remember last year I moved the mic.
Oh, they're banishing you to the other end of the press box. Is that what it is? Okay. Now we have an explanation. Spread set up for Statesville. Back in the pocket. Throw down the sideline. There's a receiver there. It's tipped. Almost caught. Pass was for Silas Chambers. Even after the tip, it hit him right in the breadbasket, and he managed to drop it. So that was from quarterback Ethan Pete. As said in the pregame, they've switched quarterbacks. That Pete played the first game that I saw on the highlights, and then so they've gone back to, I forget who they went to. They went back to Ethan Pete here.
Yeah, I thought maybe it would have been Tavian Smith. I thought I had it written down as well, but
yeah,
Ellington there for
handoff up the middle is Jones, the workhorse back for them, and he does not go down easy. He gets the penalty yardage back and a bunch more. He gets all the way down to the 36-yard line, so that's a gain of 14. And I think we'll see a steady diet of Jones all night.
Yeah, again, like I say, I'm interested to see how, again, the offenses kind of attack these defenses. Again, size probably obviously goes on the line for sure against for Statesville against North Lincoln. But North Lincoln's a scrappy bunch. We'll see how they kind of counteract that.
Pete with a quick throw out to the sideline. It's incomplete behind the receiver. It was intended for number 8, Dexter Rucker. Now, that looks like it's Julius Stevenson, 21, that was in the backfield, not Jones. The uniform was really wrinkled on the front. It was tucked under some pads, so it was tough to tell. So it looks like it's 21. I don't see Jones on the field. So another incomplete pass, and it's going to be 4th down and 2. The Greyhounds have left their offense on the field.
Yeah, it's kind of in that no man's land sort of territory. Too far field goal, maybe too close for a punt.
I'm not sure they have a kicker or not. I mean,
like an early
there's nothing
start.
on. And that's not good news for Statesville. Another dead ball foul procedure. So 4th and 2 will become 4th and 7.
Yeah, interesting. They said I thought maybe they'd attack a little bit more on the ground, and out of those first 3 plays, 2 passes.
You're right. I can't read their roster. Good Lord.
And 2 incomplete passes, a pretty good run. You'd think they would try to maybe attack on the ground. Well, we'll see what.
Because they do outsize North Lincoln, as was made clear in the coach's interview.
Yeah, we'll see what they kind of draw up for this one.
So 4th and 7 from the 41-yard line. Pete back in the pocket. He's being rushed. He's flushed, and he's brought down. So the sack and the turnover on downs. First pressure was put in there by number 8 for North Lincoln, and that is Tanner Ayers. He's probably going to be the one you'll see step up, take Bassani's place, and try and make a lot of plays.
Yeah, he kind of flushed him up in the pocket, and then 44, Houston Summey put the lick on him. Pretty good shot, too. And they lost about 4 yards. Ball at midfield here. So and a Turner Hauser Insurance first down here for North Lincoln.
So they've got the ball right at midfield after the 6-yard sack on that play. And since it was 4th down, it's also downs. They actually gained 6 yards of field position. Sipe pitches it. It goes out to Agee. Agee gets out on the corner, breaks a tackle, flips his way forward, and he's over the 40-yard line. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights after a 20-yard or 11-yard run by Landon Agee. And boy, when he gets out on the corner, he's dangerous.
Yeah, I thought maybe they would attack a little bit more on the outside just because of that size difference, and we saw the benefit of it there. But a great fake by Sipe, good pitch, and a first down. Again, Turner Hauser Insurance, first down for North Lincoln.
So Statesville gets nothing on the turnover. Handoff to Wingate up the middle, gets a few yards. He's met by half the Greyhounds.
Stop on the play by number 99, Timothy Flowers.
So he gets, we'll call it 4 yards. Okay, I say 7, you say 6, you say tomato, I say tomato, whatever.
Let's call the whole thing off.
That's Carrie just trying to make me look bad. Carrie Miller. Carrie Miller, folks. Contrarian. So it'll be 2nd and 7. Quick pitch, and that's not going to go anywhere. Quick pitch was to number 13, Tim Folk. He was coming back on not a jet sweep, but just kind of a reverse around the quarterback, and that didn't work very well.
No, number 54, Statesville Rucker, playing this right defensive end for them. Almost came in untouched. Kind of blew up that play.
Stayed home nicely, too.
Yeah.
All the motion was going the opposite side towards the Statesville side, and the play came back this way, and he was right there ready for it.
Yeah, North Lincoln does a good job with those counters, but we'll see how Statesville, as you mentioned, stays disciplined.
3rd and 13. Again, the pitch gets to Agee. He's out on the corner, breaks one tackle, heads for the sideline. And he's going to be taken out of bounds just short of the first down. Goes out at the 31. He needed 13. He got 11. So a quick pitch there. There's a lot of things North Lincoln can do. Even though they run the ball all the time, you've got the fullback dive, you've got jet sweeps, you've got reverses that are possible, pit options with a quarterback or pitching to a running back. So you really got to be disciplined if you're Statesville to cover all the possibilities. So 4th and 2. Wingate up the middle. He's got the first down across the 25-yard line. Flag comes in from the back judge.
Yeah, took his helmet right off, I think.
Well, then that's pretty much a face mask. Took somebody's helmet off. Coming to the sideline is number 66. And here we go. I don't have that on the roster I have.
And there it is.
So the run gets them down to the 19-yard line. So that was a gain of 14 for Wingate on that play. But you got a face mask penalty. That's going to be marked off from the 19-yard line. It'll put the ball just inside the 10. First and goal. Turner Hauser Insurance first and goal for the Knights.
Yeah, Coach Basil said, we're going to play a very disciplined, smart game, probably a really good ball controlling type game. That's kind of up their alley. I know they turned it over on that first possession, but no harm, no foul after the 4 and out. So now they got that momentum going and the clock's moving. This is exactly what they wanted to start the game.
So they're in the red zone, and so are the lights. The poles are lit up red. Wingate takes it up the middle, breaks it a little towards the left side, drags a couple tacklers with him, gets down close to the 5-yard line. And the thing is, he's not that big if you think about when you think of running backs that are going to run that hard. I mean, 210? That's not huge. I mean, it's pretty good size for high school, but it's not huge.
Yeah, but he's got a pretty good low center of gravity. He stays low, keeps those legs moving, and just kind of goes through them. And as Coach Basil said, that offensive line does not quit. They try to get downfield and keep blocking.
Wingate again. He goes to the right side. He's into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. A touchdown. Brought to you by Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton, and let the light show begin. Lights going on and off, changing colors. And, of course, you've got the baby blue fire engine that's always in the end zone over there from Pumpkin Center, flashing its lights. So now it'll be time for a James River Equipment conversion. James River Equipment in Shelby. Jake Dillingham is the kicker for North Lincoln, and he's one of the best kickers you're going to find. Left-footed kicker, came off the soccer field last year. Coach said, if you kick for me, if you commit to kick for me for 2 years, I'll send you to camp. And it's a great decision. This kid can pound it. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good almost all the way to the track and the scoreboard. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, North Lincoln strikes first. They lead 7-0. We'll be back with a kickoff after this timeout.
Heading to the big game? Head first to Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC
I
in
can't
Lincoln,
see it.
where the prices are falling. Right now, get up to $6,800 off the new Chevy Silverado, but that's not all. Get up to $5,000 off the new GMC Sierra, but that's not all. All Buick SUVs are priced so low, they can't even mention it on the air. Come in for the details. And don't forget about their Car Bravo certified vehicles. See the complete inventory online at AbernathyChevrolet.com, located at 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Get ready to celebrate 100 years of tradition, family fun, and unforgettable memories at the Cleveland County Fair in Shelby, North Carolina, presented by Albemarle. From thrilling rides and exciting games to delicious food and live entertainment, there's something for everyone. Join us from September 26th to October 6th for this historic event at North Carolina's largest county fair. Grab your tickets today at clevelandcountyfair.com, and let's make this a celebration.
Back at North Lincoln, we're ready for the kickoff here. Dillingham will kick off. Deep is number 3, A.J. Sherrill. There's a lot more letters there, and I'm not attempting it. But one name starts with an A, next starts with a J, so he's going to be A.J. Sherrill tonight for me.
Yeah, I think I even put that down in my notes.
Did you?
I didn't. Yeah.
Dillingham's kick is high, deep, and it flies into the end zone. That'll be a touchback. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds at the 20-yard line. And now we'll see if they can respond to a 50-yard drive by North Lincoln. Got it at midfield after the 4th down sack, marched it right down the field, punched it in the end zone, and they lead 7-0. So 2 plays, a fumble, 4 plays, and a sack. And that's the first sustained drive we've seen tonight. So 5:49 to go in the first quarter, and the Knights are up 7-0.
Yeah, Dillingham, you might want to put a little star next to him. He could be the X factor here tonight with that leg.
Handoff up the middle, and it's Julius Stevenson. He's gone. He's across the 50-yard line. They're trying to run him down from behind. Agee gets close, but he's not able to do it. And just like last year, they had an 82-yard touchdown run. tonight they have an 80-yard touchdown run against North Lincoln, and that is an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton touchdown, and that makes it 7-6 with a James River Equipment PAT upcoming.
Well, I didn't have to switch my defensive stat sheet over on that one because nobody touched him. He went straight up the gut. Good speed for basically a fullback the way I think he's listed, and wow, that was quite the response from Statesville.
Yeah, they did respond. Now, this says 21 Julius Stevens is a strong safety outside linebacker. He didn't run like one. No. So I'm wondering if there's been a uniform switch we haven't gotten, because it's 20 is Alan Jones, who is their big back. They go for 2, and that's blown up in the backfield. And that's number 0, Raymond Gray. So the PAT is no good, or the conversion. So with 5:37 to go in the first quarter, North Lincoln still holds the lead, 7-6. We'll be back after this.
To remember, the Suzuki King Quad 100% ATV sale is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $1,000 in customer cash. And check out the line of Kawasaki bikes. Save up to $2,000 on select models. Select a Honda ATV and get up to $300 in free accessories. Plus, don't miss the Yamaha Wave Runner Best of Show Sales event. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Well, there's the kind of drive you like if you're an offensive coach. One play, 80 yards, use 12 seconds. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I think we're going to have to try to use this other roster here because they've got 21 James Davidson on the sheet here, and Max Preps has
Julius Stevenson is 21.
And 20 is Alan
And that
Jones.
looked like Alan Jones running, based on what I've seen. So I think it'd be safe to call him Alan Jones all night. Squib kick goes off the hand of a North Lincoln player and is downed. Number 23, Zach Hartwell, falls on the ball at the 35-yard line after it went off one of the up linemen. Really, shall we say, a crappy kick. I'm surprised it went that far.
We got Dillingham on one side.
We don't have a Dillingham
on the other side.
esque kicker on the other. So 1st and 10 for the Knights at their own 35-yard line. And we've still got 5.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Typical North Lincoln setup. Backfield full. Pitch goes out to Tim Folk. He gets to the left sideline, turns it up, and gets out to the 49-yard line. That'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights on the gain of 14.
Yeah, like I say, I was wondering how they were going to attack, and so they're mixing it in. They've, like I say, been running Wingate kind of up the middle. That's what they scored the touchdown on. But then, of course, they come around the edges with their options and with their reverses, and they've done a good job getting to the outside and showed good speed and tenacity.
Sipe keeps it, goes down the right line, fakes the pitch, turns it up, gets across the 50-yard line to the 48, so he'll gain 3 on that play. First carry of the night for Sipe. Yeah, AG was out. Was the pitch man that was out there, and he was pretty well covered. So it was a good. Sipe really does execute this offense very well, makes really good decisions, and he did on that play.
Yeah, like you say, they were. Statesville was very disciplined on that one. Took away the pitch. We talk about getting those 3- and 4-yard gains. Keep the ball, keep the clock moving. That's their game, and good job again by Sipe.
2nd and 7, handoff up in the middle of Wingate. He's got a hole. He blows through it, gets across the 30, down to the 20. He's finally pulled down. I'm not sure I'd want to tackle somebody like that. He was in front of Wingate, and Wingate dragged him upright for about 5 yards and then fell on him.
Yeah,
so he makes the tackle, but
there's our number 3, A.J. Sherrill for Statesville. with the tackle. But, yeah, he got a head of steam going, kept that head down, and great run there by Wingate. He's running hard tonight. I'm trying to think if we saw him last year healthy, the games that we covered.
Don't think we did.
I think there was a game that we covered that he was out, and then I think the other game he might have played and got hurt early, if I remember correctly.
So a gain of 25 on that play. Another Turner Hauser Insurance first down. Wingate again. They've found something. That dive play is working well. The line doing a good job opening some holes. And he gets down to the 15-yard line. So another 7 yards there. And again, the lights that were blue go to the red when they're in the red zone. We didn't see this much use of the lights at East Lincoln. They're better at that here.
We kind of saw how they were used at East Lincoln during the delay.
Oh, yeah.
Weeks ago.
We couldn't tell what was the lights and what was the lightning when we did the Forest View game, the first version, the 9-minute version. And we're going to have a timeout here. North Lincoln's going to call a timeout. So with 3:14 to go in the first quarter, it's 7-6 Knights. We'll be back after this timeout.
Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln, online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook too.
2nd and 3 for the Knights down at the 16-yard line. Sipe back to pass, looks, throws. He's got a man in the end zone. The catch is made. Touchdown, Knights. Pass is pulled in. Number 10, Aaron Dedden. I hope I said that correctly. Doden? Okay, Doden. I have it correct now. And so the first pass of the night is complete. Sipe to Doden for 16 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, like I said, they used that timeout perfectly. They just wanted to draw something up that they saw. Were able to get that play in, and that was just a great pass by Sipe. He hasn't completed many this year, but that one there was perfect.
That's his 4th completion of the year out of 11 attempts. So that goes for a Turner or an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown. And they go for the 2-point conversion. They throw it to Brady Rinkus. And that is complete. So they get the conversion. So they get the James River Equipment conversion. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, North Lincoln 15, Statesville 6. We'll be back with the kickoff after this.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you going to call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you going to call? Bug Busters.
Heading to the big game? Head first to Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln, where the prices are falling. Right now, get up to $6,800 off the new Chevy Silverado, but that's not all. Get up to $5,000 off the new GMC Sierra, but that's not all. All Buick SUVs are priced so low, they can't even mention it on the air. Come in for the details. And don't forget about their Car Bravo certified vehicles. See the complete inventory online at AbernathyChevrolet.com, located at 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln.
And Dillingham has kicked off for the Knights, and not surprisingly, he blasts it to the end zone. It'll be another touchback, 1st and 10. Well, I guess starting on the 20 didn't really hurt Statesville last time.
Yeah, interesting call there. They kind of run that sort of picket fence type of formation. And with Dillingham, usually you think, obviously, it's going to be almost automatic. They're going to kick it, and that was another great play call again by the North Lincoln coaching staff. Coach Baz would go for 2 there, and so that, like I said, it'll be interesting.
Handoff in the backfield, straight up the middle. Gets dragged down. So it looked like they're saying Stevenson, but I'm still wondering if that's Alan Jones. So we'll go with 21. I don't know if we can get a Statesville coach to tell us if that's actually Alan Jones with a different number.
Yeah, like I say, I'm looking at 2 different.
We've got rosters that don't agree.
That don't agree at
Max
all.
Prep doesn't agree with what we were handed. And now we got North Lincoln Knight down on the field.
I think it was number 12, Peyton Schmidt, I thought.
Yeah, Schmidt was down. It looks like he was holding his arm or shoulder. So while there's a timeout on the field, we'll take a timeout too, and we'll be back after this.
Get ready to celebrate 100 years of tradition, family fun, and unforgettable memories at the Cleveland County Fair in Shelby, North Carolina, presented by Albemarle. From thrilling rides and exciting games to delicious food and live entertainment, there's something for everyone. Join us from September 26th to October 6th for this historic event at North Carolina's largest county fair. Grab your tickets today at clevelandcountyfair.com, and let's make this a celebration to remember. The Suzuki King Quad 100% ATV sale is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $1,000 in customer cash. And check out the line of Kawasaki bikes. Save up to $2,000 on select models. Select a Honda ATV and get up to $300 in free accessories. Plus, don't miss the Yamaha Wave Runner Best of Show Sales event. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You can book your tee times.
Sorry.
Back here at North Lincoln, Schmidt has been escorted off the field. He's got a bandage up to his eye. It must have got poked. Most of these kids run without the face shield across the opening, so hands can get in there. Pete back to pass, has to throw it quick. He's got it out to his receiver, and yet again, A.J. Sherrill gets hit in the hands and drops it.
Yeah, like I say, we've seen Jake Dillingham, number 9, defensive end for North Lincoln, second time come in untouched. Last time he kind of forced the quarterback up in the pocket and got the sack. This time he kind of throws a pass, but again, should have been caught.
I think that's 8 Tanner Ayers. These uniforms, sometimes 8 looks like 9 and stuff like that. I think it's Tanner Ayers. I don't think Dillingham is going to be sent out there as a defensive end. The soccer coach might have a conniption.
Yes, number 8.
Okay, pass out into the flat. This time it's finally caught. Short game on that. He's brought down before the first down marker. So 21, our mystery player for tonight. We're not sure exactly who that is. That's the first completion of the game. So they've got it to the 28-yard line, so they'll be 2 yards short. And this time they're actually going to try and punt the ball. So you got 4 yards on that one. 4 on the run, and they come up short. So the Greyhounds will punt. Good pressure by North Lincoln. Nice punt by the punter. And they're going to let it hit and run away from it. Hits at the 38-yard line. Little backspin on it to the 40. Wish I could get my pitching wedges to do that. But maybe if I had newer clubs with better grooves, that would happen.
That's pretty tough at the country club anyway.
Yeah, the greens at Lincoln Country Club are pretty firm. Sometimes you only leave ball marks with a high wedge. It's amazing.
Well, son and I are playing again in the father-son tomorrow.
Good luck with that.
We've played 4 times, and we're averaging second place.
Oh, goodness.
And it's the easy average because we finish second every year we played.
Always the bridesmaid.
Yeah, that's right.
Never the bride. So 1st and 10 for the Knights. 1:10 to go in the quarter. Hand off to Wingate up the middle. Good opening. He gets 5 yards easy. Gets out to the 45-yard line. just a dive play up the middle, and there's a decent hole, and he makes the best of it, gets 5 yards.
Yeah, very similar to the touchdown run. They pretty much just go right off tackle. Sometimes when they run that, they go a little wider, a little tighter, depending on what's up front. But good gain. Again, keep getting those chunk plays.
Yeah, you keep doing 5 at a time. It's not going to be a problem. Man in motion. Handoff again up the middle to Wingate. This time there's not much there except white uniforms. He might get it. Nope, they're marking him right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain on that play. Statesville defensive line wins that one.
Of course, we don't have a 55 on the roster they gave us. Let's go to the other roster. Rivers roster hopping here. Daniels, 55 for Statesville.
So it's 3rd and 5, and there won't be another play because there's 13 on the play clock and 7 on the game clock. That'll do it. So that'll be it for the first quarter. North Lincoln 15, Statesville 6. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
Times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
Back here at North Lincoln, second quarter is about to begin. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on YouTube, KTCBroadcasting.com, and LincolnCounty.com. And our title sponsor is Bug Busters of Lincolnton. I think the air conditioner is actually starting to gain some ground here.
Well, like I say,
I'm not sitting here stewing.
That's a great first quarter for North Lincoln. Like I say,
excellent.
One little fumble, of course, that really hurt them. Big play by Statesville, but if you had to draw it up, I think they'd be very happy with that first quarter.
I think Statesville's only run like 8 plays. North Lincoln's had vast time of possession. They still have it. Their own 45, 3rd and 5. Sipe keeps it, pitches out to Folk. He gets out and around the corner, gets across the 50-yard line. If they mark it correctly, he should have a Turner Hauser Insurance first down.
Yeah, they just needed the one, but it was a pretty good tackle there from Statesville. Number 8, I'd say a Crossland. Depends on what roster you look at, but good job again by Sipe to take what was given. They didn't need but one. They got 2, so another
flip
Turner
a coin and see what roster we want to go by. So Turner Hauser Insurance first down. They're at the 49-yard line of the Greyhounds, just methodically moving the ball. Sipe back to pass. He's got a man wide open, but he had no time to throw. Number 2, Jake Dos Santos, was wide open down the left sideline, but Sipe just got buried before he could even take a look.
Yeah, he just needed maybe another half second, and he would have got rid of that ball. But number 0 there, Raymond Gray, who they've got listed at playing pretty much every linebacker position on the field, middle and outside. Again, depending on the roster, but a great job. He's been around the ball a couple times here. That Gray for Statesville, but yeah, if he another half second, that was 6.
Out of town score, slightly out of town. Hickory 9, East Lincoln nothing. Hand off to Wingate. He goes over the right side, gets a couple yards back, but this is not what North Lincoln wants to see. They do not want to be behind the chains.
No, again, that's Gray again now on this left defensive end for Statesville. Looked like 3rd and about 14 to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, this is, you might want to just see what you can get here on another Wingate run or another attempt on the perimeter, but take care of the ball here. If you get a good chunk, good, but if not, it's okay to punt it.
Where's the flag in this place? Sipe rolls out, looks, throws. He's got a receiver down there. He was trying to get it to DeSantos again. Goes off his hands and falls to the turf, incomplete. So it'll be 4th down for the Knights, and that'll bring on the punt team.
Yeah, a little bit behind. You know, you never want to see a ball kind of go up in the air after it's deflected.
No.
I think thing was behind the Statesville defensive back as well, but no harm, no foul there. Like I say, try to get something. 4th down, go ahead and get rid of the ball. Try to play some defense. Try to pin them back here. Play sort of field position here.
So A.J. Sherrill will be back to field the punt. Tanner Ayers, number 8, will be kicking for
I told
the
you
Knights.
he's a kicker. He plays defense and he kicks.
Wrong kind of kicking, though. Great punt. Angles it towards the sideline, bounces at the 15, and goes dead there. Nice punt there. And that'll push Statesville back as they take over. 9:48 to go in the second quarter. It's North Lincoln 15, Statesville 6 on the KTC Broadcasting Lincoln County Game of the Week.
Yeah, kind of looking at the schedule, like I say, you'll see, kind of a flip-flop again next week. But I think it's also interesting that there's, after next week, they kind of, I'm not going to say have a lull, but
they turn through the bottom 4 of the
Statesville and Hickory play, and then
East and North
play. So
yeah, you get 2 good games, and then you got to churn through what's the bottom teams normally of the league, and then you get a good finish.
Number 5.
Hand off to number 5. That's Davian Summers. Summers gets out across the 25 to the 27. So that will be a 12-yard gain and a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st down. That might be about the first down they've had.
Other than the touchdown.
Well, the touchdown, but I mean.
Now, Sturgill, we have him listed as the quarterback, or is he the running back? I don't know, because he's pretty much like a wildcat.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, so Pete keeps it, works his way down the left side, breaks through a couple tacklers. It looked like he was going to be taken down, and somehow he slipped his way through there. And that was Summers. 5 and 6. Again, it's tough to tell sometime with these rosters or these uniforms. So if we call the wrong one, my apologies, but they don't make it easy on us.
Well, as usual, I'm in the corner.
Yep, he is.
And I've got a fire extinguisher to deal with. But all right, good. That was a great play, just off the left end for Statesville.
So nice play there. This time the carry goes to number 10, Blake Terry. He tries to go up the middle, and he will very generously be given a yard gain on that one. Pretty generous spot. I'm not sure he got that far.
That might have been a right foot, left foot sort of.
Only if you're doing
position.
A split. Good gracious. Well, let's not bring up splits. Although hockey season's not far away. The practices have started. Handoff. Stevenson Jones, whoever that is, gets across the 50-yard line. He gets across to the 49, so he picks up 5 on that carry. Schmidt with a tackle.
Good to see him back in the game. He's the one that got poked in the eye. It looked like he's almost wearing a.
Has he got a face shield now?
I don't know if it's a face shield or, believe it or not, like an eye patch.
So he'll be playing the pirate position. Shotgun. Snap to number 5, Davian Summers in a wildcat formation. He gets maybe 2 yards, but that's going to bring up 4th and 3 for Statesville. Ball's at the 47-yard line of the Knights. Again, you're in that no man's land. You can't kick a field goal, and you got 3 yards to go. And last time they had 4th down, they
had a sack.
They also had one where they got a penalty and made it 4th and 7.
Right.
That was just before the sack. So there's a carry. He's caught in the backfield and brought down once again. North Lincoln with a sack on 4th down. Tanner errors again. And he brings down the running back. I believe that was Summers again in the shotgun, or the Wildcat.
Yeah, kind of a little fumbled exchange there. I don't know if they got exactly what they wanted. It was almost going to be like a quarterback isolation sort of play there, and kind of ran into each other. But we've called Ayers' name a couple times. At least I've called it Dillingham, but it is Tanner Ayers. Doing a great job getting in the backfield, disrupting things. And this kind of reminds us of the possession that they scored on. The first touchdown that North Lincoln had. They stopped them on 4th down and get the ball about midfield.
Yep, at the Greyhound 47. Handoff, Wingate, delays, goes over the right side, maybe gets a yard. Bit of slow developer there, and that gave Statesville time to react.
Yeah, I can say number 55, I think we've got him as Daniels on one of the rosters. He came around from the right defensive tackle position. He's kind of guarding that right side for Statesville, and then Zero Gray for Statesville on the left side has been kind of the two guys up front for Statesville. It's kind of kept them in check. And I think you can see why they're attacking Wingate up the middle a little bit more away from those two when they do go up the middle.
Snap. Sipe keeps it, pitches to Folk. He's going around the left side, across the 40, down to the 36-yard line. That could be a first down. It's going to be close. He goes from the 46. They're going to mark it at 37. They're going to say that's a first down. So Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights.
Yeah, it kind of looked like the marker was on North Lincoln's side of the field.
Yeah.
The ball seems to be on the Statesville side of the hash, so that makes sense for a first down.
Just enough for the first down. So first down at the 37. They're driving. 6 minutes to go, halfway through the second quarter. Folk throws a pass. He's got a receiver. Catch is made right at the first down marker. That's number 11, Brady Rinkus. So another pass play for the Knights. What's going on?
Well, I think they obviously see something.
Yes.
Getting away from that defensive front that's been a little bit disruptive. They've done a pretty good job with them. But, yeah, they're kind of catching Statesville off guard with some of these pass plays.
They are, and they're running some good routes. I mean, they're getting not just open, but wide open. So he gets right to the first down marker for Turner Hauser Insurance. And they got the ball. Again, Sipe keeps it, pitches late, gets it out to Agee. This is like watching the old Wishbone from days gone by in the 70s and 80s. We're just high-flying act a bit.
Well, I tell you, he's done a fantastic job running the option. That time I thought he was going to keep it. He actually took a step forward like he was going to keep it. And as you mentioned, it was kind of a late pitch, but got the first down. Turner Hauser Insurance first down and a timeout.
So timeout by the Greyhounds. They're getting gashed right now, passing and running. So they'll take a timeout. So will we. You're listening to the Lincoln County Game of the Week on KTC Broadcasting.
Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added a 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Again, our favorite commercial comes on. We least expect it. J. Douglas Tree. So we've got 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 15-yard line. Handoff up the middle to Wingate. He's got a big hole. He's up through, and he's in for the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Knights, and there go the lights.
I tell you, that was pretty much the opposite play that they scored on at the other end zone. They went kind of off tackle right with Wingate to get the first touchdown. This time they kind of went off tackle left, and Wingate did a good job breaking back against the grain a little bit, and Statesville had overrun it and gets his second touchdown of the night from Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram of Lincolnton.
So now coming up is the James River Equipment conversion, and they do the swinging gate into kicking formation. Sipe will hold. Jake Dillingham will be the left-footed kicker. I can't see who's doing the snap. Snap, hold. Kick is up, flag down. And flags are, there's a flag troop in the end zone for the band, and they were paying no attention. And the ball bombed right into them. I don't know if it got one of them. But a flag did go down on the conversion. Offside on Statesville. So will they go for 2 since it's going to be half the distance to the goal? It goes from, the 3-yard line? And
1.5.
And an update from down the road at East Lincoln. It is East Lincoln 0, Hickory 15. I imagine that is a second quarter score.
Why are they re-kicking it?
Well, they're going to kick it anyway, even though the ball's on the 1.5-yard line. So snap, hold, kick is up.
Wants to try to kick
it's
it over
good, and it almost made it over the back fence. It landed on the track, scattered a couple flag girls. So, with 5:13 to go in the first half, North Lincoln looking really good. They're leading 22-6. You're listening to Lincoln County High School football.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching sun. James River delivers the Back to Cool special on select John Deere cab tractors. Experience ultimate comfort in a roomy, air-conditioned 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder series cab tractor. Plus, save a cool $5,000 off MSRP on top of 0% for 60-month financing. Comfort has never been so affordable. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com/cool for more.
James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby. Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flipped through magazines and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their many floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
We don't mind running extra commercials because we know what's going to happen when Jake Dillingham kicks it. It's going to fly in the end zone. It's touchback, and it's 1st and 10 for Statesville at the 20.
Yeah, like I said, that was deja vu to their first scoring touchdown drive. Again, get a 4th down stop. Get the ball about midfield, run a few plays. We can get in for the touchdown.
This has been an excellent half for North Lincoln. Other than the fumble, they've done everything exactly the way they wanted to do it. So 1st and 10 for the Greyhounds. We have confirmed it is Alan Jones wearing 21 tonight. So kept by number 6. That is Ethan Pete. He keeps it, goes down the right side, and he is tackled after a 1-yard gain.
And it looked like Tanner Ayers again around that side. Just stayed home, stayed disciplined, forced the runner to go outside, and forced him out after only a gain of 1. So another good job there by North Lincoln.
Ayers stepping up, taking the place of the injured Ryan Bassani, being a just total disruption defensively. So we've got 4 wide receivers for Statesville. They've been doing that pretty often, just one back in the backfield. Pete back to pass, and we've got a stoppage here. Got a false start.
I'm going to tell you one thing that they're definitely doing with Ayers. Now he's over here on the right, almost playing like a corner.
Yeah. I mean, he's way out here. They had trips over on the left side of the formation, and Ayers was way out. Looked like he was playing the slot receiver.
Yeah, he's kind of playing what do they call that? The corner safety kind of position, sort of a rover.
Cheetah. You'll hear a lot of different names for it.
But
I wouldn't be surprised if he lines up out there and just makes a beeline to the quarterback too. So 2nd and 14. Pete back to pass, looks, flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run it. He goes up the field, slides down, and we've got a flag coming in from behind. I don't think it's on the slide. There's something went on behind the play. And the Statesville lineman threw his hands up like, what?
It might have been just a little aggressive on the maintaining his block. And sometimes, depending, they'll call it. And North Lincoln is kind of having a little fun with that. Better be careful here.
Personal foul against Statesville. So on the spot of the foul, Looks at about the 16-yard line. Wow, Christian Leitner did it. they're saying somebody stomped on an East Lincoln or North Lincoln player. I always get this mixed up, and it really probably irritates everybody. So if they mark it from the spot of the foul, so they move the ball back to the 13-yard line. I'm not sure exactly how many penalty yards that'll be.
Well, 3rd and 17.
That's right? The big thing. It's going to be 3rd and long for the Greyhounds. So we'll call it about a 10-yard penalty is what it amounted to. So we've got 2 wide receivers each side. Jones in the backfield with Pete. He keeps switching sides of Pete. And there's the snap. Pete's back, looks, goes to throw. He's being flushed out of the pocket again. He's got room to run down the right side. He faked like he was going to slide, kept running, and he gets tackled at the 27-yard line, but he's going to be about 3 yards short of the first down. Depends on where they spot it. I mean, of course, that's always a guess. It's right at the 27-yard line, so it will be 4th and 3.
Yeah, again, looks like getting sort of a read on North Lincoln here. Looks like Ayers pretty much playing the field side, the wide side of the field. That's what he did in the last play.
So 4th and 4, Statesville's lined up like they're going to go for it. I think they're trying to see if they can draw North Lincoln offside. Play clock's at 7. And Jones keeps switching sides. They do actually snap it. But a timeout was called by Statesville just in time. So timeout with 2:54 to go in the first half. North Lincoln with a 22-6 lead. You're listening to Lincoln County High School football.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
That's the sound of a day starting out right, and I hear it every time my new Toro Z-Master 4000 zero turn starts up. With big-time horsepower, giant Voodoo track tires, turbo force deck, and comforts like MyRide and USB ports, it's fully loaded to mow all day long while delivering that signature Toro cut. From start to finish, the beast means business. Get your Z-Master 4000 today. Toro, count on it. Your local Toro Z-Master 4000 dealer is Power Max Sports, 3636 East Highway 27 in Iron Station.
Punt by the Greyhounds, hits at about the 45-yard line. There should have been procedure on that one. One of the backs moved right before the snap, but they let it go. And the ball bounced at the 45-yard line, was touched at the 48, but for some reason they're messing up the spot here. It was never touched at the 45.
Never touched. That ball should be at the 50. There he goes.
Okay, they got it squared away, and East Lincoln is starting at, North Lincoln. We did East last week. Well, next week we'll do East, and I'll call them North, and I'll just irritate Jimmy Cherry to no end.
Well, it's good to see that a conference by the officials actually amounts to something and it only took a couple seconds.
That's unusual for our ball games. It's 1st and 10 for the Knights at the 50-yard line. Sipe hands off to Wingate. He goes through the left side. Gets to the 45-yard line, bulls his way forward for a 5-yard gain. I think they need to make the tackle first before they try and strip the ball. So it goes from 50-yard line stripe to the 45, so a perfect gain of 5 yards. 2nd and 5, clock rolling, 2:23 to go in the half.
And again, just what North Lincoln wants to draw, a 5-yard gain, keep the ball, and keep the clock moving.
Sight back to pass. He gets blindsided from behind. And they called him down. Statesville player number 9, Tyreek Carter, was running down the field with a ball, but Sipe definitely hit the turf. He had no idea Carter was coming from behind him.
Yeah, like I said, the couple times that Statesville's been able to get some pressure has been off this left side. At the time it was, well, I had number 9 as Glenn, but and number 0 Gray. The last time that they had the sack, the one that they were pretty much had the wide open receiver down the left. So big play there for Statesville. Try to keep them off the ball, off the chains, and Statesville should get the ball in the second half, so they can get a stop here. Try to get some momentum.
Sipe keeps it, pitches. He's got Landon Agee out in space. He jumps over one of his own men, gets the first down and more. Cross the 30, cross the 20. He's taking a line. He's taking a man with him. Tyreek Carter, all the way. He carried him 25 yards. That was absolutely amazing. Agee looked like he was going to be tackled at the 30, and he dragged number 8, Dexter Rucker. Thought it was 9, it was 8. He dragged him all the way to the 5-yard line.
And that was after getting, again, great pitch by Sipe to start the whole play. He had a man that was doing a great job blocking, fell down, and he leapt over him, went about 5 to 10 yards, and then carried him. Carter down 20 yards inside towards the 5, and that was an unbelievable run there.
So about a 40-yard gain there. They're in the red zone, 1st and goal at the 5-yard line after that Turner Hauser Insurance first down run. Sipe under center. Hands off to Wingate. He goes in the middle, and we've got a flag thrown in from the umpire behind the line. We know what that usually signifies. So maybe a yard gain by Wingate. And here's the call. Chop block on North Lincoln. That is the first penalty of the night against the Knights.
Yeah, sometimes when there's one offensive lineman engaged with a defender and another offensive lineman comes in and blocks, they call that the chop block. I don't know if they call in high school if you just attack the knees, because a lot of times that's kind of what they do in these triple options, is try to take those linemen out and get what they got. But that was, again, just another off tackle from Wingate.
So that moves him back 15 yards to the 20. 1st and 20, 1st and goal, basically. 1:15 to go. Sipe hands off on the inside reverse to Agee. He gets down to about the 16-yard line. But a weapon you brought up earlier in the game, it may not, with the score the way it is, it doesn't look like it's going to come down to Dillingham, but you can let the clock roll down, bring Dillingham on, and let him attempt a field goal. He's got plenty of length.
Yeah, I mean, they're already in field goal position, even with the 15-yard penalty. So
if they get to the 30-yard line, they're probably in field goal position, because I imagine he could hit from 50. Sipe back in the pocket to pass, throws. He's got a man in the end zone. It's tipped away at the last minute. Rucker this time makes the play and doesn't get dragged 25 yards down the field. So that pass is incomplete. That stops the clock with 28.7. 3rd down and goal from the 17.
Yeah, North Lincoln's got 2 timeouts, so you pretty much got the whole play clock here at your disposal. Like I said, they've been throwing the ball pretty well tonight. That one just a little bit underthrown. Like to have seen it out more.
A little behind, too, yeah. Lead him out in front. The defender was able to stick an arm out. But if he floats it in there, Baker Mayfield's the way Mayfield's playing right now. Hand off. It's Agee again on the inside reverse. He goes to the right side, and he's wrapped up and tackled at the 15-yard line, brought down there by Sumerian Harris.
Well, I've got Camden Clark.
Here we go. Dueling rosters. Dan, 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 dan. Who do you have?
Hey, what you got, boy?
You got this one. Dan, 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 dan. What do you have? So the clock's going to run. We got it down to 0.5 seconds, and they call the timeout. That's running it down close. It is 4th down, so, I mean, if the snap's bad, you can't just fall on it and try again. So you might as well run it all the way down. So North Lincoln takes a timeout. Jake Dillingham is on the field. The tee is being put down at the 27-yard line. So we're looking at a 37-yard attempt here. It's already 22-6. 25-6 would sound even better. And I'll tell you what, Coach Basil goes in at halftime and says, okay, boys, do that again. Just do exactly what we did. Do it again. Because it has been an almost, except for the 80-yard touchdown run, and one penalty, which is causing this field goal instead of a touchdown. It's been almost a perfect half for North Lincoln.
Say in that coach's interview, he said we're going to have to play just almost a perfect game. And, you know, if you were to tell him you'd be up 19 points going into the half, would you take it? I think he would take it and run.
Definitely. So, trying to see who the snapper is. I cannot see the number.
Is that the 22-yard line?
Oh, it's at the 22, so it'll be a 32-yard attempt. Sipe will hold. Dillingham will kick. Snap, hold. Kick is up. Plenty of distance, and it's good. So you've got a James River Equipment field goal by the Knights on the last play of the half. And the Knights go into the locker room 25-6, which has got to be a surprise, that amount, to anybody else around the Western Foothills 3A Conference. We figured this was going to be a battle. North Lincoln has come out and just done exactly what they want to do. A great half for the Knights.
Yeah, like you say, you know, with all the injuries they have, it's just pretty much textbook right there. He said one little fumble sort of to start the game, didn't hurt them. Gave up the big 80-yard touchdown, but other than that, they've almost dominated this game in every facet, both sides of the ball. Obviously, the kicking aspect of it, special teams is in their favor.
Yes.
Just be smart here in the second half. Maybe try to at least let Statesville use a lot of clock if they're going to score, but come out, try to do what they just did in the first half, and they'll be ready to go.
And I'll tell you what, that field goal had another 15 to 20 yards on it easily. It was up near the top of the uprights. That thing was pounded. So, Coach, your money on camp last summer was well spent.
And you're talking about the win. I'm looking at the top of the goalpost. There's nothing. They're just dead.
There's little ribbons hanging there, and they are hanging down against the post. It is absolutely no breeze. So that was all Dillingham, no help. He pounds it through. The Knights are ahead 25-6. We'll be back with a stadium halftime show after this. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC Broadcasting.
Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln has been serving the Piedmont of North and South Carolina since 1919. Sure, they deliver to your home with home heating oils. They'll help keep you warm, but they do a whole lot more. They feature bulk fuel delivery, on-site and commercial fueling, backup generator fueling, and farm and agricultural fueling. For home or business or farms, call on Rhodes and Bill Oil Company in Lincoln, 704-735-2508. Online at rhodesandbill.com, located at 1404 East Main Street in Lincoln. Like them on Facebook, too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton. 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook, too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook, too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
Back here now, it's the Stadium Halftime Show brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. And except for one play, it's been total dominance by North Lincoln, and it shows up in the stats. I mean, by my stats, Statesville's run 15 plays. That's it. I've got North Lincoln for 30. Wow. That sounds about right.
Yes.
That's what North Lincoln does. They just hold on to the ball and say, here we come, try and stop us, and we're not going to let you do anything. So taking a look at the stats, Statesville has 12 carries for 131 yards, 80 of those on one play by Alan Jones, who is wearing number 21. We have confirmed that. We thought it looked like him.
I don't think that's on either roster.
No, it isn't. But watching what I did of him on Max Preps, I mean, that just looked like him. So I was like, that doesn't look like a linebacker. So he's got 4 carries, 103 yards. Pretty good average. Gray Ponder kind of stats there, that one game he had.
Yeah, but if you take 1 and 80, it's, 3 for 20. Still good average there, but it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you take that out, they've got 11 carries for 41 yards. Barely. No, that isn't even 4 yards. That's slightly under. It's about 3.8. And then they've got 1 completion out of 4 attempts for 4 yards. So other than the 80-yard play, and that looks a lot like what they had last year. North Lincoln held them, but they gave up an 80-yard touchdown, or 82-yard touchdown last year. Here it was only 80. So 135 yards offense for the Greyhounds. Over on the North Lincoln side, 26 carries, 182 yards, a 7-yard average, and that includes a couple sacks of the quarterback, too. Because Sipe right now has got 3 carries for minus 12 yards because he gets charged with a sack, even though he's back to pass.
Right.
It gets charged as a running play. Folks got 4 carries for 23 yards. AG has 6 carries for 79 yards. And then the workhorse, Wingate, has 13 carries for 92 yards. So total 182 yards there. 2 of 4 passing for 26 yards. So you've got 208 yards offense for North Lincoln, and they've been pretty consistent. They have moved the ball fairly steadily. A couple times they got behind the chains, but then they caught up on it. So that's where we are, 25 to 6. 3 touchdowns for the Knights, a field goal, 1 touchdown for Jacksonville, Statesville. I don't even watch the NFL. Where did Jacksonville come from? So they've got the touchdown, missed the conversion. And that's our score, 25 to 6. And now Scott's going to take a look at some of the scores around the area.
Yeah, well, we have Burns, 28-8 over undefeated Highland Tech. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Maybe I do a shout out to Burns. They had an accident. I think it was yesterday or day before. A couple of kids were killed. Just want to give a shout out to Burns family.
God, that's awful. I didn't hear about that.
I
I've been
think
kind of busy with myself.
Yeah, I know. You're right in front of the school, and so shout out to the Burns High School and the kids. I'm sure they're playing with heavy hearts, and our thoughts and prayers with them. Pine Lake Prep 23, Mountain Island 21, College. What's that? CS Davidson. You always tell me, and I forget. 28-0 over
Community School of Davidson.
Community School of Davidson. Hey, I got the school part right.
There you go.
Hey, I'm on my way. Freedom 35, Chase 7. Ford 10, North Iredell 8.
We thought that might be a game coming off the bye. They had that great game against West Lincoln and lost in overtime. We thought North Iredell is someone they could beat.
Well, like I say, we don't, really root for anybody, of course, but I'd like to see Ford get off the schneid.
37-game losing
game a couple
streak.
Weeks ago.
It was. You
West
should have heard it.
Yes, we were there.
We were there.
We were the only ones that heard it.
Our equipment wasn't.
As well as
the
great Ford press box, too, was enjoyable.
It was a good group.
West Iredell 21, St. Stephen's 14. Watauga 26, North Davidson 7. Irwin 27, Inca 7. AC Reynolds 21, North Buncombe 0. A little closer to home here, Ashbrook 12, Crest 7. It's a little bit of a surprise with Ashbrook up 12-7 on Crest.
Wow. Because Crest came into the game. What are they ranked? I've got the state rankings here. I think they're like 5th.
I think they were predicted by the coaches in that conference to finish first, so Ashbrook kind of putting it on them.
I got Crest 3rd in the 3A. Ashbrook is 14th. They're up from 23rd. They moved up 9 spots last week.
Ashbrook's been playing well. Kings Mountain 23, Hunter Huss 6. I think we got an update on the Hickory. It says 14-0 here, but we had, 14?
They said 15-7.
15-7.
Yeah.
Okay. South Point 44, Kramer 0. No
Ooh.
surprise there. Hendersonville 13, RS Central 7. Bandy's 14, West Lincoln 7.
Well, that's a surprise, but Bandy's is undefeated.
East Rutherford 7, Brevard 3. I think we got Maiden next week, right? With West Lincoln, is that next week? 22.
No, I think we've got East Lincoln Hickory next. No, East Lincoln. What do we? I don't know what we have next week.
Shelby.
I'm sorry. I've had a lot going on
0.
personally this week. I've totally lost track of what's going on.
I think if I remember correctly, I think maybe we are West Lincoln at Maiden, I think. Does that sound right?
That's coming up at some point. I don't know if that's next week, but
of course it's my mouse pad. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, it is.
Do a little.
Our mouse doesn't seem to like
the flowers
smooth
are
surfaces.
Still standing.
It likes paper.
Let me do a little turn around, turn that upside down. We're a little cramped up here tonight. Let's see. Statesville, North Lincoln.
West Lincoln, Maiden. Yeah, you are correct.
Wow.
Good one.
Memory trap.
Scott on the ball tonight.
Hey, feeling pretty good tonight. Got the scores here. Let's see if there's anything different that Kevin sent us. Looks to be
about the same.
About the same, yeah.
Shelby taking Cherryville behind the woodshed, 56-0.
Cherryville's had a rough year. I think that's been a lot of their scores.
Boy, what happened? And I don't know if you heard that, but when they went down to Blacksburg, I'm not sure if that was last week or the week before. Chip Carter on one of our sister stations, WCSL in Cherryville, was doing that game. He said it was the craziest game he had ever seen. There was a major brawl during the game, and they cut the first half short. Just said, that's it, get in the locker room. They extended halftime to cool everybody off, and because it was like 34-0 at the quarter. Somebody tried to run a play, and then Blacksburg sent in their second team, and then somebody for Cherryville just drilled somebody needlessly. I'm trying to remember if I'm incorrect on this, but the gist of it is they committed a penalty that really infuriated Blacksburg, so Blacksburg sent their first team back out and said, well, okay, you're going to be that way, here you go. We're going to get even.
Well, that was my old
crazy.
stomping grounds. Yeah, when I first moved down, that was the first school I taught at, Blacksburg, South Carolina. That brings back some memories.
Yeah, the poor Cherryville, they're getting blasted. They're actually 1-3. It says 1-3 I have here. Okay. But looking at some of the rankings, Crest, who was losing to Ashbrook, They're number 14 in the overall state rankings, only 2 spots behind Hickory. They're up from 21st, so people are thinking a lot of Crest at this point. Then in 3A, we've got Hickory first, Crest third, North Lincoln ninth. They stayed the same.
Okay, I just got that update. Yeah, Crest
okay.
up 15-12 on Ashbrook. Still, hey, sounds like a heck of a game.
Kings Mountain 12th, Ashbrook 14th. They're up 9 spots in the 3A poll. East Lincoln 19th. They dropped 2. Statesville dropped 10. They went from 10th to 20th. That first half isn't going to impress anybody either.
I was going to say they're 3-0.
And South Point went from 20th to 21st. They went down 1. Over the 2A side, the West Lincoln-Lincolnton side of the county, Shelby's number 4, despite, I think they have a losing record, don't they? They're 2-2, but they play such a wicked schedule in the pre-conference. Bunker Hill 7th, Burns is 9th, Maiden is 15th. They stayed the same. Bandy's is 17th. They moved up from 21st, so they're starting to get some love in the state rankings, and they're showing it on the field. As last we saw, they're defeating West Lincoln, and West Lincoln stayed the same at 19th. And in 1A, Kevin Hastings' alma mater, Bessemer City, was number 10. They dropped down to 17th, but they're still in the top 25, and that's a lot better than we've seen out of Bessemer City lately. So kudos to I believe they're the Yellow Jackets.
They are, and Coach Short. I worked with Coach Short, last couple of years. Great guy, does a heck of a job. Good for Bessemer City.
So we're about ready for the second half kickoff. Lincoln County football is brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And you are listening to the Stadium Halftime Show brought to you by Power Max Motorsports of Lincolnton. So 25-6, and we're ready to kick it off here. Haven't quite finished my donut at halftime. Oh, well.
I'll just see if I can take over if you want to take a bite. But we got North Lincoln kicking here, so we know what's going to happen. This one could be in the end zone.
Well, yeah, let's see. What do we think? What does Vegas say on this?
Okay, let's play the how far in the end zone. I'm going to say he's been right around.
He's been right around the goal line, so I'm thinking 2 yards deep because he's had a chance to rest his leg.
That's
because he has kicked quite often here already. So Dillingham will kick off, and we'll just watch it fly down the field. It's kicking from left to right. There's the kick. He got under that one. A little one. It's not going to get to the end zone. Fielded to the 5-yard line. Goes straight up the middle. Number 3, A.J. Sherrill. He finally goes towards the left sideline and is shoved out of bounds by Cade Sturgill, but not before he got to the 20-yard line. So it was like a touchback anyway.
Yep, same result.
No difference. They start at the 20.
I think he might have shocked his teammates there a little bit. They were expecting just that to go.
They just kind of, he's going to kick it in the end zone. We'll just jog down the field. No big deal. Oh, wait a minute. It didn't get there.
Like I say, it's an important drive for Statesville. We'll see if they can
at
least put something together, get the ball moving, get a little confidence.
They've got one play today. That's it.
That's it. Let's see what they're doing at quarterback here. Trying to see who's. Because 5 and 6 usually mix it up, and they're together. So.
Yeah. And then, of course, Alan Jones wearing a number that does not correspond to any roster we have. So Pete's the quarterback. Hands off to A.J. Sherrill on the inside reverse. Wide receiver came around. He leaps over one player and cuts it back towards the left sideline, gets to the 26-yard line in a play that looked like it was going nowhere.
I'll tell you, we've seen some athleticism from some of these players tonight. Again, we've seen a couple of guys leap over downed players and carry players tonight. So that was another run there, like you said.
Oh, that one by A.G. I mean, just dragged Rucker 25 yards.
But, I mean, that's pretty much 5, almost 6 yards on that one. So
yeah.
And this is the first time I think we've seen this kind of formation with quarterback in the shotgun, 2 next to him.
2 next to him, yeah. Handoff goes to number 5. That's Davion Summers. He tries the right side and finds a welcoming committee of several knights.
A gaggle of knights. I don't know if that's right, but number 15 there, Sturgill again. He's been a pretty quiet, good game. That's his 3rd tackle I've got down for the Knights, and it's no gain.
Yeah, that was a different formation. They've come out usually with 4 wide receivers and just Jones in the backfield. Now they've got 1 on either side, and they need to watch Jones. He's leaning forward at the snap, couple plays. And now they go back to the usual formation. Jones in the backfield by himself. 3 wide to the right. Pete back to pass. He's under pressure. Gets flushed out of the pocket. And he's going to get out of there. And he is just short of the first down. It looked like he was going to get it. He was flushed out of the pocket. Number 11, Brady Rinkus with a pressure that kept him from throwing the ball. But he gets up the field, gets 3 yards on the play, but he's going to be a yard short. It's 4th and 1. And what will Statesville do here? Because they're in their own territory at the 29.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who the punter was, but I don't see even number 2 maybe?
Yeah,
okay.
Looks like it. Noah Owens.
But no, he's
coming out as a wide receiver.
Well, this is a big play here early in the second half.
Wildcat. Now Pete hands it off. It goes to Jones. He goes through the left side, works his way through across 30-yard line. It'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Greyhounds. And he gets out to, they're going to mark it at the 33-yard line. So a gain of 4 and a first down on that's a pretty good gamble there in your own end this early in the half, down 19.
I'd like to see him do a little bit more handing off to him just because, I mean, they've got some pretty good yardage. Obviously the 80-yarder, but we'll see.
Quick pass out in the flat, caught by number 2, Noah Owens. He tries to juke a defender, gets around one of them, but doesn't get very far. He caught it 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, gets out for a gain of 1. I'm not sure if that was even a pass.
Yeah, it might have been slightly forward, but this is kind of what North Lincoln wants. They just, want them to just take these short little passes, these little off-tackle runs. Keep the clock moving because when they get the ball back, that's what they're going to be doing. So,
well, by the time they marked it, it was actually a gain of 0. Oh, no, now they move it back. It was at the first down mark. Pete back to pass in the pocket, throws over the middle. He's got a receiver, catch is made. Receiver runs backwards. This ought to be good. I don't think A.J. Sherrill is going to want to see this in the film session. He caught the ball 1 yard short of the first down, kept weaving his way backwards, and ended up losing 4 of the yards that he gained.
And they're marking it, at the 39. So,
and he was all the way up to the 42 at one point.
Yeah, like I said, he'd like to just let him see him catch it, just turn upfield. Would have been 3rd and short if he was stopped, but the way he was going, it would have probably definitely been a first down. So
yeah, just put his head down and go. So 3rd and 4, got to get to the 43-yard line. Pete hands off to Jones up the middle, and he's submarined there by number 15, Cade Sturgill.
Yeah, that's his.
And it's going to be, they're going to call that a first down without even measuring. Okay. So he got just to the 43-yard line. I'm not so sure about that one, but I'm not the referee.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see it. They moved the marker so fast, I didn't get a chance to look up at there. I marked the tackle again by Sturgill, who's got 3 tackles already here on this drive, here in the second half.
We're just under 7.5 to go in the third quarter. Pete back to pass, throws. He's got a man over the middle, catch is made. The defender tried to gamble on that. He missed. And Dexter Rucker goes all the way for the touchdown. 57-yard touchdown pass. And again, this is all they've really done. That was the most sustained they were for a little bit, but then they get a big play.
Yeah, it looked like number 11 for North Lincoln there, Rinkus, kind of just squatted. Like he just stood there like he was a deer in headlights. If he just kept backing up,
he took a step forward.
Yeah,
it's like he was trying to go in front of it and tip it or something.
Right, it's like an outfielder, right? As soon as you take that first step forward in baseball, that ball goes over
your
your
dead.
head. And that's kind of what he did. He was just frozen. And if he just backed up, backpedaled, he definitely would have defended it. Maybe even had an interception.
So the first possession turns into an Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Greyhounds. And they're going to give the ball to Jones on the James River conversion, and he pounds it into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good, so with 7:11 to go on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 25, Statesville 14. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC.
Heading to the big game? Head first to Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln, where the prices are falling. Right now, get up to $6,800 off the new Chevy Silverado, but that's not all. Get up to $5,000 off the new GMC Sierra, but that's not all. All Buick SUVs are priced so low, they can't even mention it on the air. Come in for the details. And don't forget about their Car Bravo certified vehicles. See the complete inventory online at AbernathyChevrolet.com, located at 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Get ready to celebrate 100 years of tradition, family fun, and unforgettable memories at the Cleveland County Fair in Shelby, North Carolina, presented by Albemarle. From thrilling rides and exciting games to delicious food and live entertainment, there's something for everyone. Join us from September 26th to October 6th for this historic event at North Carolina's largest county fair. Grab your tickets today at clevelandcountyfair.com, and let's make this a celebration to remember.
Back in North. Oh, shoot. That's why. If you put the microphone in front of your face, it works better. I put it down to eat a donut. I'm not too bright. Kick goes to the 10-yard line, picked up by Wingate. He just goes straight up the gut, takes it out to near the 30-yard line. So a 19-yard return. Wingate.
Slow to get up. Yeah.
It's just winded. On the conversion, number 11 for the Knights, Brady Rinkus was a little slow to get up. He laid on the field. Good to see that Addie McGinnis, their trainer, still has her speed. She was my daughter's doubles partner in high school tennis. So we know Addie quite well. So North Lincoln will take over 1st and 10 at their 29-yard line. Still 11-point lead. Wingate up the middle, finds a hole, gets across the 30, gets about the 32-yard line. Just another straight handoff through one side, through the other. Gain of 3. Keep it moving. Keep the clock moving.
Yeah, again, we kind of were talking about first possession for Statesville was important. They did exactly what they wanted to do, got that big that big touchdown. Now we need to see North Lincoln do what they do. Take possession, use the clock, get some first downs, take that momentum away from Statesville.
They're entirely capable of running out the clock in the third quarter and then scoring. Sipe keeps it. Got a flag from the referee behind the play. Nice pitch to Folk, but I don't think this – and we got another chop block. So that's the second penalty tonight and a second chop block tonight.
That's kind of interesting. We haven't seen a chop block all year, and we've got 2 called
and they're
tonight.
big uns, 15-yarders too.
Yeah.
That will really mess up your drive.
I saw 2 North Lincoln players at the point of attack. I wonder if that was Wingate and one of the offensive linemen. So, again, sometimes when you're engaged in a block and a second man comes in, that they're going to call that one every time.
Especially if one's low.
Yeah.
Yep. What happens there is the lineman, usually the low one, and then the back comes in high.
Yeah, it kind of depends. Right, yeah. It kind of faked it, that one to Wingate. Might have been Wingate maybe on that one because he seemed like he was, as you said, on top. So, but, yeah, you got to be smart about those things.
So that pushes the ball back to the 16-yard line. They need to get to the 39. My math skills say that's 2nd and 23. And the scoreboard agrees with me. Very good of them.
Maybe they're listening to us. Maybe
they should be.
That's right.
Hand off to Wingate up the middle. He gets the penalty yardage back and more. He's out across the 30, across the 40, gets out near midfield and slides as part of the tackle. And we got another flag back at the point of attack. Statesville player is waving at his teammates. Come on back. This one's going to get called back. This time, it's only holding.
Well, let's see. Where's the ball at? Well, that's going to be half the distance. So that's what, at the
Well, it's a 10-yard penalty.
17. So what about the 8 or 9?
21 down to about, they'll probably put it at the 11. So another big penalty. There's only been 3 tonight, but they're 10, 15, and 15. So he puts it down to the 11-yard line, and they need to get to the 39. So now it's 28 yards. So it really only lost 5 because I guess the block was a little bit, the hold was a little further down. But 2nd and 28, back at their own 11-yard line. Sipe hands off to Wingate up the middle, not much there. Goes over the left side for a couple.
Yeah, I think they tried basically running the same play there. That big run by,
I guess the hold worked well.
Wingate. Might as well try it again. Didn't get the same result.
Maybe that's why the hold was called, because it certainly opened a hole.
I don't know. He went left, and the flag was. It looked like it was.
Oh, was it?
Might have been maybe the center of the field, but I guess that's point of attack.
3rd and 26. Not a favorable yardage. Fumble. Oh, no, there's a fumble by North Lincoln.
I think Sipe got it back.
Wow. Sipe out-wrestled 3 linemen for Statesville to get the ball back. That could have been disastrous. So Sipe loses 1 on the fumble, but he keeps possession, and that allowed Tanner Ayers to go into punt formation. He's a pretty good kicker, so we've seen some kickers where we go, well, will they get it to the first down mark?
Right, right.
Ayers is a good kicker. Dillingham is an excellent kicker, so they got plenty of leg strength here for the Knights. Ayers at his own goal line. A.J. Sherrill at the 45. There's the kick. High kick up above the lights. Fielded by Sherrill at the 50-yard line. He goes to the right side, gets a block, and he gets shoved out of bounds at the 30. So a good return sets up the Greyhounds 1st and 10 at the Knights' 30-yard line. So those penalties are really affecting the field position.
Yeah, they definitely flipped that. But I tell you what, it was pretty good discipline by Statesville. One at the punt where he didn't run into the punter because that was close. And then there, on the return, there was a couple times they could have blocked in the back one of the North Lincoln players. They laid off. And so with that, Statesville starts inside the 30 at about the 28.
And so a 22-yard return by Sherrill, and they're in business, trailing by 11. Keep by Pete. Faked it to Jones, and he was harassed all the way down the line of scrimmage by a North Lincoln defender, Brady Rinkus.
Yeah, he was able to hold him up so that Folk could come in and finish that play off. It looks like they're going to mark it pretty much right at the line of scrimmage, so no gain.
So no gain there.
Well, I don't know how well Statesville can kick it, so I imagine this is probably 4-down territory, just part of the field.
Probably. Pete back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, throws it to Jones out in the flat. He catches the ball, breaks one tackle, finally gets his legs cut out from under him, but not before he gets down to the 16-yard line. And a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Greyhounds.
You got that ball off just in time there. Number 11, Rinkus, coming in on sort of the safety blitz. Just got rid of it. And then a great run after the catch there for that first down. Turner Hauser Insurance for Statesville. They've got something cooking here second half. This is kind of the opposite of what we saw in the first half.
That's 5 straight completions for the Greyhounds, spanning over the half. They had 1 before the half and then 4 straight in this half now, including the big touchdown pass. Jones in the backfield. Pete looks around, takes a snap, hands off to Jones. He bounces into the pile, bounces off it a little bit, gets down to the 15-yard line, so he'll pick up, we'll call it 2.
Yeah, again, another straight off tackle, kind of zone reading. Didn't pull anybody in an offensive line. When you zone block, you just kind of put a hat on a hat. Running back just kind of reads, try to find a hole. That time there was no hole. Good job by the North Lincoln defensive front to kind of stack that up, bring up 2nd and 9.
2.5 to go in the third quarter. Statesville driving after getting a short field. They're down to the 15-yard line. 2nd and 9. Triple wide receivers to the right. Pete back to pass, looks, flushed out of the pocket by Rinkus. He's going to get dragged down from behind. Tackle made by number 23, Zach Hartwell. But Brady Rinkus again in there causing a ruckus.
Ruckus
a
from
ruckus.
Rinkus.
So Pete hangs on to it and actually loses a yard.
So
it's going to be 3rd and 10.
That'll go down as a sack.
It would, wouldn't it?
It would.
Still a running play,
yeah,
but a sack.
Yeah, I was going to say, it looked like Rinkus just, when you come off that edge like that, you like to kind of aim at the outside shoulder. In that case, would have been the right shoulder of the quarterback. He was kind of inside, so he was able to get around him. But a great job, as you mentioned there, by Hartwell to run him down and force a 3rd and 10.
Now, okay, play clock was running down, as you were saying. I was watching to see if the Statesville coach would, and he finally called a timeout just before the clock went to 0. So we'll take a quick timeout while they do as well. 1:29 to go, and the Knights still ahead by 11.
The Suzuki King Quad 100% ATV sale is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $1,000 in customer cash. And check out the line of Kawasaki bikes. Save up to $2,000 on select models. Select a Honda ATV and get up to $300 in free accessories. Plus, don't miss the Yamaha Wave Runner Best of Show Sales event. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
Timeout is over. The teams are breaking up and sending out their 11 that they're going to put out on the field for this 3rd down and 10. Important stop here, important play, depending on which side you're looking at.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if this is with 3rd down, 4-down territory, if they just kind of run a running play here, just try to get close, but no.
Little movement there by Jones. Pete throws. He's got a receiver over the middle. Hits him in the hands, and a great play made there by number 24, Ernesto Cardenas. A.J. Sherrill was the intended receiver, and he's still down on the field. Cardenas on the play. That's the first time we've called his number tonight.
Yeah, I'm trying to see how he's reacting, if that's a cramp. Or if he's...
But boy, that was really good coverage by Cardenas.
Yeah, fantastic job. The quarterback kind of rolled out to the left side and turned around to fire back to Sherrill across the middle. But, I think it's a cramp.
If it wasn't for the coverage, that was a touchdown because that was a good throw. It was right on target. He just got a hand in the way.
Yeah, I'm sort of just a little surprised. I thought, again, with the running back they would just get some and then, again, make that decision on 4th down, but
because then they would have had 4th and short instead of 4th and 10. Sherrill's got his helmet off. Trainer for North Lincoln and Statesville are both out there.
I like to think it's a cramp, but
it looks like they're working on the lower leg.
Yeah.
It was quite a bit warmer today than they were predicting. I mean, it was in the upper 80s, so it's probably still pretty warm right now.
Here comes our Oklahoman weatherman.
No, it's called pull up the iPhone and see what the temperature is. And they're still showing 73 degrees, so that's still pretty warm. I mean, it is September 20th. So Sherrill's able to walk off the field. So A.J. Sherrill, the intended receiver, is the one cramping, and he'll have to go off for this important 4th and 10. It's still a 2-possession game, but you don't want to give up too much here.
Well, I mean, they started this possession, at the 28?
28,
right?
so they've only gone 12 yards. But it is 4th and 10. And again, triple wide receivers to the left. No one in the backfield. Pete's there by himself. So if Rinkus comes running in, he's not going to have anybody to pitch it to quick. Good pressure throw, and it's in the turf. He had an open receiver. That was number 4, Silas Chambers. But that ball is thrown into the turf. Good pressure again by North Lincoln. They do get pressure on Pete when he goes back to pass.
Yeah, that time I had 51, Luke Jones coming in on the pressure for there. He had to get rid of that ball a little faster than he wanted to. I think if he waited maybe a half second to a second longer, he had a receiver coming across that middle of the post pattern. It would have been probably 6.
Yeah, he was open.
But great job by North Lincoln. Great stop.
So they'll take over. Short field, only gave up 12 yards, got the ball back. We've got 1:23 to go in the third quarter. Still ahead by 11, 25-14. Hand off to Wingate through the left side. He gets a few yards. They're going to mark him out to about the 19. So gain of 3. He hasn't been able to get loose this half. I mean, he did on the one play, but it was called back by a penalty. He doesn't have those bigger runs of 14, the 25, the 15 that he had in the first half.
Well, how many plays have they run? Like I say, they've been going backwards with these penalties on that first possession. So
this is only their 5th play of the quarter. Inside 1 minute. Play clock down to 5. Sipe hands it off. Wingate up the middle. Nothing there. Well, maybe 1. I say nothing, but he did get to the 20. And that could be the last play of the third quarter, as the quarter clock is at 25, play clock's at 31, 6-second differential.
Yeah, like I said, they were kind of looking at the clock and play clock on that, even on that last possession. I don't think they're not going to run a play.
Yeah, and they're not going to snap it unless this is Bandy's Lincolnton of 2 years ago. They did the same thing. They walked towards the sideline. The other team walked towards the sideline. All of a sudden, with 5 seconds to go, they raced on the field and threw a touchdown pass. Lincolnton didn't react to it too well. So that's the end of the third quarter. It was all Statesville that quarter, but North Lincoln still leads 25-14. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this timeout.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon, plus Gold Wings and Trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com.
They've got the lights and jump around going here at North Lincoln. The student section was joining in, but we couldn't tell what they were doing because they're all wearing camo.
And it was a blackout, too.
Yeah, it was a blackout and camo. We couldn't tell what they were doing. It is Military Appreciation Night here at North Lincoln, so that was the camo theme tonight. Wingate carries the ball, and he goes up the middle, gets about 3 yards. Problem is, he needed 5.
Yeah, here comes the punting unit.
So playing field position here is Coach Basil. He got good kickers, so Tanner Ayers will be back to punt. He's had some good ones tonight. So he should be able to get, if he gets a good punt off and there's decent coverage, it should put Statesville at least in their own territory, their side of the 50. Snap, Ayers, good kick, no rush. End over end kick. Good thing he fielded that. It was A.J. Sherrill, fields it at the 43-yard line, runs sideways, ducks his head down, gets forward for a return of 3. So they did get it where it's at least on the other side of the 50-yard line. So a good punt by Ayers.
Yeah, as you mentioned, it was a good thing he did field that because that thing was end over end. Probably would have bounded 10, 15 yards
Oh, that could have gone a long way.
Especially on this turf. But Statesville's hanging in. Again, you said 2 possessions. Lots of time left.
So we're in the fourth quarter. Lincoln County football, high school football, brought to you by our title sponsor, Bug Busters of Lincolnton. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Statesville at their own 47-yard line, 11:01 to play. Two wide receivers each side. Hand off to Jones up the middle, and there's not much there, maybe one.
Yeah, I'm actually right on the marker here. He barely got their 1 yard gain. Another good job there by Folk and company. They've done, as you mentioned, kind of taken over for Ryan Bassani tonight. They've done a fantastic job. Like I said, other than the one big run and one big pass play,
that's been the offense. Yeah. They had a little bit of a sustain before the 57, but still not that much. Maybe 20-some yards, and then they got the big play. So 2nd and 9, ball right at the 48-yard line where I'm sitting. Scott's in the corner at the 47. High snap. Pete brings it down, looks, throws downfield. Got a receiver open for the first down. Catch is made, and his pass is complete to Dexter Rucker. And that'll be a Turner Hauser Insurance first down as they go from the 48 to the North Lincoln 39. And that'll be a gain of 13.
I'm going to tell you, that was a heck of a throw. And pass route there by the receiver. He just whipped that thing out there. Perfect timing. As soon as he turned, came back 2 yards. Good pass play from Statesville.
Jones tries the left side. Nothing doing there. Good defense there, led by number 23, Zach Hartwell, among others. And Cade Sturgill again.
Yeah,
Sturgill and Ayers have really stepped up in Bassani's absence.
They're pretty much playing the opposite of each other. I could say I think that's the running back that carried on that time. He took a pretty good shot from Sturgill. And then, as you mentioned, 23 there, was that Hartwell? Yeah, came in to finish him off. Yeah, he kind of put a pretty good lick on him.
He's probably just got a little bit of air knocked out. He's popped right back up now, headed to the sideline, but he'll have to sit out at least one play. So they're going to say no gain on that play. Good defense by the Knights. So 2nd and 10, 9:40 to play, 11-point lead for North Lincoln in a very important Western Foothills 3A conference opener. Again, as we've said several times, this conference is front-loaded with some big matchups the first 2 weeks, and then there's kind of a lull, and then the last week you get 2 big matchups of the teams that are expected to be the top 4. Pete takes a snap. We've got a whistle. Offside against North Lincoln.
They don't usually blow that one dead, though.
Yeah, they'll usually let that go unless contact's made. Does that
possibly,
stop it?
Possibly, but it looked like it was about half-second ahead when he snapped it. So I don't. Either way, that's kind of a break for North Lincoln because that's basically a free play for Statesville, and he was coming back to make a pass. So I know you don't think penalties against it are a good thing, but that might have been.
So again, looks like single coverage on the trips on the right side. Pete in the shotgun, back to pass, looks downfield, slings one. He's got a receiver down there, and it's broken up at the last second. It was just slightly underthrown, don't you think? Because he was out in front, but allowed the defender to, and there was a high safety coming over as well.
Yeah, AG did a great job there. It looked like he had to step on him early, and as you mentioned, if he lays it out in front of him, or behind him rather, yeah, he goes ahead and makes that that touchdown. But great job, great pursuit from AG there to break that up. 3rd and 5 to go.
6, 2, 0. And again, that number is 6.
Calling the 50-50 here.
I'm not sure how much it is tonight, but
good crowd.
I think we've got half the volleyball team crammed into the press box here. High snap. Jones. No, that's not Jones with the ball. That's number 5, Davian Summers. He breaks another tackle, gets to the right sideline, breaks yet another tackle, and he's finally brought down at the 5-yard line. So that was a gain of about 35 on that play.
Yeah, like you say, it looked like North Lincoln had a pretty good setup there on the left side, but he was able to get around that end and just good burst of speed there for Statesville, and that was a huge play. It's going to be interesting here as we get going here in the 4th quarter.
It's a Turner Hauser Insurance 1st and goal. High snap. That screws up the timing. Handoff is still made to Summers, but he gets snowed under back at the 9-yard line. Now they're going to mark it at the 10, and that'll be a loss of 5. So first and goal from the 5 is now second and goal from the 10.
Yeah, good tackle for loss. That was great pursuit there by Summy for North Lincoln, and a great finish by Rinkus to get him back to that 5-yard loss.
And it was helped out by the fact that high snap really messed up the timing between Pete and Summers in the backfield. And now they've gone back to Jones in the backfield, who's really done nothing this half. Maybe 11 yards. Hand off to Jones. He gets submarined. Nice play at the point of attack. That's number 44, Houston Summy. He came in and submarined Jones and knocked him down. And what could have been a big gain. It looked like a good hole over on that left side.
And he's coming out. Like I said, he got in there and tried to trip him up, and his big legs there from the running back.
He did get 4, so it's third and goal from the 6. He bulls his way through the line, gets to the 4-yard line. So he gets 2 yards on that, but that's going to bring up fourth and goal from the 4. And they need a touchdown because we're at 7.5 minutes. They don't need to kick a field goal. I'm not sure they have a kicker because that would still be 8 behind.
Right. It kind of makes me wonder on the earlier possession when it was third and long why they didn't run like they're doing now. And that time they went for fourth, didn't get anything.
So a big fourth down play here, fourth and goal from the 4-yard line. And we're going to Statesville's going to take a timeout. Nope, North Lincoln does. They're going to take a timeout, make sure they have what they need defensively. We'll take a timeout too. You're listening to Lincoln County Football on KTC Broadcasting.
Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added a 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Just down the road, up, down, whatever direction, down at East Lincoln, Hickory 28, East Lincoln 7. A matchup of the last 2 undefeated 3A state champions. Hickory on a 19-game winning streak at the moment.
Well, it kind of talks the strength of this conference. I mean, two state
champions, 2 different schools, and undefeated 16-0 runs. So here we go, 4th and 4, 4th and goal. They've got to get into the end zone. They've got a little bigger package in here, and you've got movement on the right side of the line for Statesville. They're going to get pushed back 5 yards. That's the first penalty of the second half against Statesville, and at a very inopportune time.
Yeah, like you say, we kind of mentioned the lack of a kicking game for Statesville. It's a definite advantage for North Lincoln, and we're kind of seeing it here. Because at least, like I said, they got stopped on 4th and 10 down, going the other way in the third quarter, and then now it's a big play again for Statesville. If they go down inside the red zone twice, come out with nothing, that's a huge loss for their.
And that changes what you can do here. Jones may not be as big an option as he would have been. So you got 3 wide receivers to the left. Pete takes a snap, rolls out left. He's being pursued, and he is brought down again by North Lincoln on 4th down, the 3rd time tonight. North Lincoln really pins their ears back on 4th down, and they've sacked him 3 times on 3 4th downs.
Yeah, I don't know who to give that tackle to because there was 5 North Lincoln players in pursuit. He was good to get rid of the first 2 tacklers, but
then there were 3 more.
And there's 5. I think that was Rankus. I'm going to probably give that sack to because he was the one at the bottom that came up, and they're hugging him on the sideline, so it looks like it might be right. Fantastic job by North Lincoln.
So they went from the 9-yard line out to the 17, so he lost 8 yards and lost possession of the ball. A big stop for the Knights. And that's the 3rd one tonight. They've made a sack on 4th down to force a turnover on downs.
This is where we need to see a patented long drive from North Lincoln. Doesn't necessarily need points, just needs to eat clock.
Pitch to Folk. There's room out on the corner. He gets around the outside. He gets to the 30, the 40, cross midfield, and he is just tripped up. Who got him?
14.
14. That was A.J. Keaton Moore tripped him up. The tackle was finally made by number 7 Moore, but he was tripped up or else he was gone.
Yeah, 14 had the angle on him, barely. He had to make a diving sort of tackle at the side, tripped him up, and then was finished off, as you mentioned, by number 7 Smith. But again, Sipe, great job there at the beginning of the play, taking a step up the line, running that option. He wasn't even looking on the pitch. He just knew that his man was there and just flipped it. And a great play.
61-yard gain. That's not exactly running the clock out, but boy, a big play like that's always welcome.
Well, it definitely flipped the field for one. So
that's for sure.
Again, if they don't get any points.
Well, they've still got Dillingham. They're in field goal range now.
That's right.
Hand off to Wingate. Bit hole over the right side. Breaks it up the middle. He's gone into the end zone. Touchdown, North Lincoln. 2 plays, 83 yards.
Just thought we told them we were going to draw it up. They were going to take some clock, run the ball down the field, and they
ran it.
2 plays.
2 plays, 81 yards. They get the Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown, and they're up 31-14 with 6 minutes left. That is a huge response by North Lincoln. Again, that's the second time tonight they've turned a 4th down sack in turnover on downs into a quick touchdown. Second time tonight they've done that.
Well, like you say, lack of kicking game for Statesville. Probably going to be their undoing tonight. Just
not exactly Dillingham, but the threat of Dillingham on what they didn't have. And the kick is up and good. So the James River Equipment PAT is good. So on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard, it's North Lincoln 32, Statesville 14. We'll be back with the last 6 minutes of the game after this.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching sun. James River delivers the Back to Cool special on select John Deere cab tractors. Experience ultimate comfort in a roomy, air-conditioned 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder series cab tractor. Plus, save a cool $5,000 off MSRP on top of 0% for 60-month financing. Comfort has never been so affordable. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com/cool for more.
James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby.
Back here at North Lincoln, a 2-play, 83-yard touchdown drive, all on the ground. 61 yards by Tim Folk, 22-yard finisher by, well, I can't think of his first name. And I forgot to turn you up. Sorry, Scott.
Hey, I'm here. Hello.
Hey, you are.
Shannon Wingate.
Shannon Wingate. Why couldn't I think of that? And it's 32-14. It's now a 3-possession game for North Lincoln.
Yeah, we kind of mentioned the kicking game might come down to be the difference, and I still think it is. Like I say, I think Statesville's had the ball 2 times down inside the red zone, come out with no points. That's huge.
Big kick in the air, fielded at the goal line. Sherrill kind of lackadaisically comes up the field, picks his way through, and only gets out to – they do give him forward progress to the 20-yard line, so – it didn't go in the end zone. It got to the goal line, but it's still 1st and 10 for Statesville at the 20, as it has been many times tonight. Yeah, so that 2-play drive took all of 34 seconds.
Just as we predicted, nice ball control. But like I say, next best thing is a quick score because, like I said, they're up 3 possessions. That's huge. Again, with the lack of kick game for Statesville, they're going to have to try to come out here, basically run a two-minute offense.
Yeah, you're going to be throwing it all over the lot. I don't think Jones is going to get handed off very much here. Pete back to pass. Here comes Rinkus. He's running him down from behind, and he's sacked. There's a shock. Brady Rinkus in on the quarterback. Haven't seen that tonight. Yes, we have.
Like I say, first half it was pretty much Ayers with a mix of Schmidt, and now the second half has been Rinkus and Summy really disrupting in the backfield and just forcing Statesville to scramble, basically run for his life.
It's tough to find an open receiver when you have to run almost immediately. I mean, Rinkus in there gets the 9-yard TFL, tackle for loss. So it's 2nd and 19, clock running. Ball back near the 10-yard line. They've got to get to the 30 for a first down. Pete, high snap, brings it down, throws a quick out pattern, and somehow that was completed. Pretty good coverage by number 15, Cade Sturgill, but then you had 22
come across.
Jamani Ellington. I thought he was going to come in, he was going to jump the route. Didn't quite do it. That gets the sack yardage back and a few more. But I can't. I was surprised that pass was coming right as. I thought there was no way that's going to get through, and it did. So they get out to the 23, gain of 13, 3rd and 6, slings it across the middle. Kind of a nice Mahomes sidearm there. Scott loves it when I mention the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm just going to go on and call the play there. So
as he's sitting here in his Buffalo Bills hat.
I'll be buried in one of these. So anyway, great route there by number 8 for Statesville, and I'll just go on my sheet here. Isaiah Crossland, and not, like you say, not a bad little throw there from the quarterback. Just let him just a little bit, but again, another big 4th down, and we've seen what North Lincoln's been able to do on 4th down.
Yeah, and it's in their own end at the 24-yard line, but you're down 18 with 4 and change to go. You've got to go for it. You might not get another possession. Pete back to pass. Better protection this time. He's got time to throw, and he throws it to absolutely no one. He throws a pass over into the left flat area. There was nobody home. He was just getting rid of that.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, I got to give a lot of props to whoever the defensive coordinator is, Coach Basil, because they only really rushed 3 players. They dropped 8. Sturgill was covered, was blocked pretty well by number 54, Statesville. But there was nobody open on that one. They've been open kind of all night. Only problem has been that North Lincoln's been in the backfield disrupting the quarterback, throwing them out, getting sacks. But that was a fantastic job there. They just dropped everybody.
So 1st and 10 for the Knights at the Greyhound 24. They're on the plus side of the field at big time. And a timeout by Statesville. So while they take a timeout, we'll take one too, and we'll be back with the final 4:35 of the game. North Lincoln leads 32-14.
Sooner or later, everyone wants to make their home dreams a reality. I'm sure you've seen the television shows and flip through magazines, and you know what you want. Or then again, maybe you're not sure. You know that you want something different and something better. Get started today by contacting the building professionals at Key Builders in Lincoln. Visit the website at keybuildersnc.com and check out their mini floor plans. There's one there for you and your family. Key Builders, locally owned and operated at 1459 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Start up the savings on your auto insurance with a stop.
Well, as we come back here, try to get out of my perch here in the corner, 4:35 to go here for North Lincoln. They take over on downs at the 29-yard line. So another great job there on the 4th down for the North Lincoln Knights. And we'll see. We'll see if this time they can run maybe just a little bit of clock.
They've had stout defense on 4th down tonight. They have really done a fantastic job. 32-14. I don't think you'll see them do anything really outrageous. They're going to be pretty basic here. Hand off to Wingate, goes through the left side, breaks it up through the defense, gets inside the 5-yard line. So, the ball control North Lincoln offense ripping off huge gains.
I think they just
That's
pretty
more
much,
scoreboard control.
Yeah, just taking the bull by the horns here, and they're just deflating Statesville. I mean, I think they pretty much know what's going to happen. So
that's a Turner Hauser Insurance first down for the Knights. They're in the red zone, inside the 5, at the 3, 1st and goal. The Turner Hauser Insurance first down. And we're going to have another timeout, this time at Statesville again.
That's their last one?
That's their last timeout.
That's what I got.
And so let's see if we can find some scores. We know that Hickory is leading East Lincoln 28-7. Bandy's was defeating West Lincoln 14-7. Bit of a surprise there. Bandy's has really come on this year. But if you look at the state rankings, I think they had Bandy's higher. So, yeah, Bandy's was 17, West Lincoln was 19 in the 2A rankings.
I've got one score I can see so far. Kings Mountain 38, Husk 6.
Husk getting punked a little bit there.
Let me go back to that and see if I can. Hasn't been many updates. Cherryville 0, 56 for Shelby. Not a surprise there.
I'm sure they've got the managers in at this point. Trying to keep that down. I'm sorry, but Cherryville's just outmatched against Shelby. They just that's a complete mismatch. So timeout's over. First and goal from the 3 for the Knights. Wingate again up the middle. And I think he's going to lose one on that play. But the important thing is they keep the ball. Clock's running. They don't mind losing the yard as long as the clock runs and they do punch a score in here.
Yeah, they're going to be in no hurry. Yeah, they're going to use this play clock as much as they can, take their time.
And they really haven't done much offensively except that last quick drive and what they've done here. They've really been bottled up more than they were in the first half, but they already had a big lead, 25-6.
Yeah, like I said, they've been doing a heck of a job on the defensive side in this half.
Sipe, hands off. It's Wingate again. Again, they weren't going to do anything fancy here. They just hand off to Shannon Wingate. And he loses another yard back to the 5-yard line. So let's see, 18 points. If they kick the field goal, it's 21. That's still just 3 possessions. So they might as well just run the play here and bury Statesville in their own end if they don't get in.
And they got a pretty good kicker if they want to kick it. Their choice.
Yep. Both choices are good.
Yeah.
So Wingate's in the backfield. Sipe under center. Motion. Wingate again, and he gets into the end zone, just barely gets into the end zone, and that'll do it. They probably had enough points already, but now you've got another Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram touchdown for the Knights, and they've pushed the margin now up to 38-14 with a James River PAT coming up.
Again, that's pretty much been what they've been doing all night, just kind of off tackle, especially inside the 10 with Wingate. And I believe that's his 3rd touchdown, maybe 4. Check that stat here in a little bit. But,
yeah, we'll do.
I definitely
know
know
that for
it's
sure in the post game.
Either way, it's a big lead for North Lincoln, and
this is more of a blowout than we expected. Dillingham pounds it into lane 5 on the track, and so that makes the conversion good. And it's 39-14 on the First Federal Savings Bank scoreboard. We'll be back with the Dillingham touchback on the kickoff, we think, after this.
Place your bets.
The stop at Turner Hauser Insurance Group in downtown Lincoln, your area insurance agency. Jamie Hauser invites you to stop in and find out how you can save money on all of your insurance needs, from home to auto to commercial to farm to life. Visit them at their office at 228 East Main Street, downtown Lincoln. Just look for the big blue awning. That's Turner Hauser Insurance Group, your area insurance agency. Call 704-732-9577 or visit the website at turnerhauserins.com.
So Jake Dillingham will kick off. 2:40 to go, and this one is the only question is going to be what's the final margin. It's 39-14, 25-point margin. It's now a 4-possession game, and you're not going to get 4 possessions at 2:40. North Lincoln ran off a couple minutes on the clock there, gets the touchdown, and they're going to be 1-0 in conference.
That'd be things hold up in the other game. It should be them and Hickory still undefeated. And 1-0 in the conference, as you mentioned, with East Lincoln Statesville.
And this time, instead of flying it in the end zone, he bounces it over the head of A.J. Sherrill, who was trying to field it into the end zone. So it will be a touchback, and 1st and 10 for Statesville.
35-14.
So 35-14, Hickory now leads East Lincoln. How much? 9 minutes to go in their game, so That's taking a bit longer than ours.
Yeah, so
Although,
if he's kind of think ahead for next week, East Lincoln will travel to Statesville. Both teams will be 0-1 in the conference. And then, of course, North Lincoln and Hickory play.
And they're both 1-0.
And they're both 1-0.
Now, in the pregame interview, Coach kind of sounded like he was playing for third place. I don't see that that's going to be the case.
You know, it's that coach speak. You know, they always
downplay it a little bit. We're not going to do this. Kind of the Jim Boeheim whine there.
Yes.
Scott and I are both from Western New York. We had to put up with Coach Boeheim for a lot of years.
Longer than you down here in the ACC. That used to be the Big East when you and I were still up there.
Yeah, I mean, he started coaching there in 1975. I was 15 years old. I mean, he was there almost 40 years, for crying out loud. He even whines on the golf course, too. I didn't hit that one
I think
very
it's just
well.
the way he is.
That's just the way he talks.
We could throw his jacket there at Duke. You know, that'd be fine, too.
Oh, yeah. So 2:40 to go. 25-point margin for the Knights.
Like we're seeing
the third quarter was pretty much Statesville, but since then, North Lincoln said, okay, that's enough, and they've put this one away. Pete in the shotgun. And hand off to somebody we have not seen tonight. Trying to see the number. They're saying number 13. Cottrell Mock. So they're unloading the bench as well.
Yeah, both sides of the ball here.
So a gain 3 on that. So Mock is in the book for 3 yards.
Well, Coach Pisani's got to be, or Coach Basil. I bet Ryan Pisani and Coach Basil kind of mixed up there. Made my own word. But he's got to be ecstatic. I mean,
oh, yes.
The way he was talking in the pregame interview, he'd take any kind of victory after tonight. But I don't think he saw this coming. Great job, great coaching job by the staff.
Yeah,
here at North Lincoln.
They were very well prepared. Jumped on him right from the start. I mean, did everything they really wanted to. They had a problem with the penalties that killed their drives in the third quarter, but they've cleaned that up. Got a couple short fields, and they made Statesville pay for it. So gain of 4, again, Mock over the left side, and that brings up 3rd and 3. Pete looks to the sideline, takes the snap, hands off. This is not Mock. This is number 10, Blake Terry. And he gets a Turner Hauser Insurance first down. He's out to the 39-yard line. So a good gain there. 12 yards. And it's just this point we're padding stats. What's it called? Garbage time?
Yes. Yes. Well, like I say, Statesville will regroup. Like I said, still got a very good team over there.
Yes, they do. There's talent. It's just the quarterback had no time to. When he had time, he made some plays.
Right.
But North Lincoln, Rinkus, and others made more plays, especially on 4th down. Handoff again. This time it's Terry. Submarines under the line, gets out to the 47. So he gets 8 there. And we are under 30 seconds, and that may be the last play of the ball game. They don't have to run another one. Again, 6-second differential, and they have said no mas.
Like I say, you want to get out of here as healthy as you can, and definitely at North Lincoln, they want the same.
So they will go to Hickory next week 1-0 as they defeat Statesville 39-14. We'll be back with the Stadium postgame show brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club after these timeouts. You're listening to Lincoln County High School football on KTC Broadcasting.
I work my tractors really hard. I give all they've got. I demand as much horsepower as they can possibly give me. I tell you what, I've had these Coyote tractors for probably 10 years now. They've served me well. Been good.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, the 27 West intersection in Vale. For the folks in Cherryville and Shelby, I'm sure you remember when the Western Steer was in your town, and we wish they were still here. But I've got good news. There's a Western Steer just a few minutes up the road in Newton. From Cherryville, hop on Highway 321 Business. And from Shelby, go Highway 18 to 10 to Newton. You get real comfort food, home-cooked style with down-home hospitality. Try their big unbeatable buffet or order from their menu. And they've got a party room for big groups. The Western Steer in Newton, 334 Southwest Boulevard in Newton at the Highway 10 and 321 Business intersection. Open Wednesday through Sunday. Ram Power Days are underway at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Lincoln. Power on with the strength of a new Ram truck. Now get $3,000 retail consumer cash allowance on most new 2025 Ram 1500 models. And now get $2,000 bonus cash allowance on the new 2024 Ram ProMaster models. Power on during Ram Power Days at Abernathy Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1442 East Main Street in Lincoln. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping in Lincoln and ask about their lawn care agreements for both residential and commercial, starting at $199 per month, including mowing, edging, string trimming, and blowing. Silver, gold, and platinum packages are available on a 12-month agreement, including 41 yearly visits, 30 weekly March through September, 11 off-season visits during October through February. And they'll even clean out your flower beds. Call Bean Brothers Landscaping at 704-718-4988. 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrotherslandscaping.com. Like them on Facebook too.
For your pest control for your home or business, who you gonna call? Bug Busters. For over 25 years, they've been serving North and South Carolina with the best in professional pest control. Family and veteran owned and operated. From crawl space encapsulation to termites to wildlife to pest control to structural repair to waterproofing. They do it all. Call 704-732-2227. Online at bugbusters.com. Like them on Facebook too. Who you gonna call? Bug Busters.
Heading to the big game? Head first to Abernathy Chevrolet Buick GMC in Lincoln, where the prices are falling. Right now, get up to $6,800 off the new Chevy Silverado, but that's not all. Get up to $5,000 off the new GMC Sierra, but that's not all. All Buick SUVs are priced so low, they can't even mention it on the air. Come in for the details. And don't forget about their Car Bravo certified vehicles. See the complete inventory online at AbernathyChevrolet.com, located at 1445 East Main Street in Lincoln.
Get ready to celebrate 100 years of tradition, family fun, and unforgettable memories at the Cleveland County Fair in Shelby, North Carolina, presented by Albemarle. From thrilling rides and exciting games to delicious food and live entertainment, there's something for everyone. Join us from September 26th to October 6th for this historic event at North Carolina's largest county fair. Grab your tickets today at clevelandcountyfair.com, and let's make this a celebration to remember. The Suzuki King Quad 100% ATV sale is underway at Full Throttle Power Sports in Lowell. Get 0% financing for 36 months or up to $1,000 in customer cash. And check out the line of Kawasaki bikes. Save up to $2,000 on select models. Select a Honda ATV and get up to $300 in free accessories. Plus, don't miss the Yamaha Wave Runner Best of Show Sales event. Come in for the details at Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk in Lowell. Online at ncfullthrottle.com.
You can book your tee times online at the Glen Oaks Golf Course in Maiden. Just go online at glenoaksgolf.com. Pick out your tee time and book it. Check out their pro shop, snack bar, driving range, and banquet hall. And memberships are available. For more information, call 828-428-2451. Or again, go online at glenoaksgolf.com and like them on Facebook too. For over 60 years, Honda Motorcycles of Shelby has been serving this area, and they continue to do so today. Right now, you'll find a good inventory of dirt bikes, plus 150 and up to 450 models of on- and off-road bikes. See the new 2024 Honda Rebel, along with 4x4 ATVs and side-by-sides, including the Pioneer and the Talon. plus gold wings and trikes. And don't forget about their parts and service department. That's Honda Motorcycles of Shelby, 4402 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at HondaMotorcyclesofShelby.com. Tarzan says it's the biggest tree cutting special he's ever seen from J. Douglas Tree Service. Why, it's so big, it's driving cheetah bananas. Now, for a limited time from J. Douglas Tree Service, all current customers can take 10% off. But that's not all. New customers get 20% off. Trim it up, cut it down, and they also do stump grinding. And they've just recently added the 75-foot bucket truck. Call 704-689-9459. Again, 704-689-9459 for a free estimate. That's J. Douglas Tree Service.
Back here at North Lincoln, the final score is 39-14. The Knights with a big victory over the Statesville Greyhounds in a game that a lot of people thought was going to be closer than it was last year. But you're listening to the Stadium Postgame Show brought to you by Glen Oaks Golf Club in Maiden. And we'll take a quick recap of the game brought to you by Parker Farm Service of Kings Mountain. And North Lincoln just came out of the gate and really did a great job. First possession, they went, that's the third quarter. That's not what I want. No wonder it looked weird. I looked at my recap sheet and I was like, wait a minute. Statesville didn't start out with a score.
But Statesville came out, tried to make the game interesting by having that big touchdown pass in the third quarter, and then a lot of penalties by North Lincoln kind of kept Statesville in the game, but Statesville couldn't punch it in. They had no kicking game to call, and so to see them kind of go inside the red zone twice and come out with 0 points was huge for North Lincoln, and so it was just tough for them to sled it, and they can't get the ball in the end zone.
So North Lincoln got on the board first. Again, a fourth down turnover by a sack. They got the ball at midfield, and Shannon Wingate scored the first of his 4 touchdowns, a 6-yard touchdown run. Jake Dillingham with the extra point. It was 7-0 North Lincoln, only 6 minutes into the ball game. Then also in the first quarter, they had the next play, basically, Statesville goes 80 yards for the touchdown. Conversion failed. So Alan Jones with an 80-yard touchdown run, but that was a bulk of his yards for the night. He was really bottled up quite well. So North Lincoln kept the lead 7-6. Then a nice drive by the Knights. Pass from Sipe to number 10. And that was, shoot. I am not doing very good here with a recap. I am struggling tonight. Number 10 for North Lincoln is Aaron Doden. I knew I should know that because I had asked him how to pronounce the name. 16-yard touchdown pass, and then a 2-point conversion, the throw to number 11, Brady Rinkus, and he makes it 15-6. Then later in the second quarter, another sack, this time by Tanner Ayers, forced a turnover on downs. North Lincoln gets the ball up there, Statesville 47. They get a 15-yard touchdown run by, guess who? Shannon Wingate. Kicked by Dillingham, makes it 22-6. And then just before the half, with 0.5 seconds left, a 32-yard field goal that had plenty of foot to it.
32-yard as far as distance, but carried for about 50.
Oh, he had 50 on that easily. So that made it 25-6 at the half. Statesville came out. Good drive to open the half. Pass from Pete to Rucker. 57-yard touchdown pass. He got behind the defense. 2-point run was good, 25-14, but that was it for the scoring for Statesville. Quick touchdown by North Lincoln with 6 minutes to go. Excuse me. 2-play drive that went 83 yards, 61-yard run by Tim Folk, and then a 22-yard by Wingate to get the touchdown, 32-14 after the PAT. And then another turnover on downs on another sack. Statesville was way down in their own end. North Lincoln got the ball at the 24-yard line, grounded down the field, and got a 5-yard touchdown run from
Shannon Wingate.
Thank you. And a kick by Dillingham made it the final margin of 39-14. So a big win for the Knights here tonight. They win 39-14, and that is the Parker Farm Service recap of the game. Parker Farm Service in Kings Mountain. So at this point, it's time for some awards. And then we'll look at final stats and then look ahead possibly to next week and any scores we might have at this point. So take it away, Mr. Award Man.
All right. So, it wasn't usually we get a sub of the game like during the game, but with so many injuries coming in for North
Definitely.
Lincoln, Houston Summey was able to come in for Ryan Bisani, who's basically is the captain of that defense usually. I had him down for 6 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and a sack. Was kind of just there, either was cleaning up or was causing a ruckus in the backfield. But way to come in and just exactly what Coach Basil was looking for. So
he said he needed people to step up.
And
the
that's
next
exactly
man
what
up,
happened.
and
Exactly.
Houston Summey was that next man up tonight.
So
Defense.
Subway of Boger City. Sub of the game is Houston Summey.
Next up will be the offensive player of the game, or players, I'm hinting here. Brought to you by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton.
All right. Yeah, again, so great job there by the North Lincoln offense. So we had two players that came in, and yards per attempt was pretty good. Landon Agee, 6 carries for 79 yards, and Tim Folk for 5 yards for 84 yards. So, they just kind of spelled Wingate. Were able to kind of, and again, I was kind of pushing a little bit for Brian, for Eli Sipe. Ran that option very well.
He does such a good job with that.
But pulls those players in, but pitches it. AG and Folk do a great job in that 3-3 relationship pitch option. But they were able to get around the edges and get some big yards, especially when it was needed to flip the field. But then, of course, they would finish off with Wingate inside the 10 or the 5. So our co-offensive player of the games, brought to us by Rhodes and Beal Oil Company of Lincolnton, go to Landon Agee and Tim Folk of North Lincoln.
Next up is the defensive player of the game, brought to you by Western Steers Steakhouse of Newton.
Yeah, this one sort of started off with Tanner Ayers kind of taking over in the front. So, maybe he was kind of leading that way. But in the second half, Brady Rinkus was just almost like a one-man wrecking crew. He was in the backfield. He was breaking up passes. He was putting pressure on the quarterback, just causing
Pete's going to have nightmares about Brady Rinkus in the second half.
Brady Rinkus causing a ruckus was our little
Rinkus ruckus.
Rinkus ruckus. But a great job. I had him down for 5 tackles, 2 sacks, but numerous pressures. The quarterback had to get the ball out of his hands earlier than he wanted to, and just completely disrupted what Statesville wanted to do. So the Western Steers Steakhouse of Newton defensive player of the game goes to Brady Rinkus.
And finally, that brings us to the overall player of the game, brought to you by Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton.
Well, like I said, this was probably the easiest award all night. But Shannon Wingate, tough yards. Like I say, we saw him, I think, a couple of times last year. He was banged up, but he looked ready to go, ran hard just about every time he had the ball. 22 carries, 150 yards. That's like 50 yards or something below his average.
I know it. That's 57 yards below his average. But,
yeah.
I mean, you got Folk and Agee that more than carried things as well.
But was able to punch it in 4 times, so 4 touchdowns on those 150 yards. So Shannon Wingate is the Abernathy Chevrolet of Lincolnton overall player of the game, and fantastic job by everybody in the North Lincoln sideline, from coaches all the way down to the players. Great atmosphere here in the crowd. Lights were fantastic. But
they ought to be. It's your tax money at work.
Well, hey,
no, it's a really good show that they put on. It's pretty cool. I mean, stuff you'd see at college or pro games. Getting down to the high school level, it's pretty neat. Right now they're lit up blue, where they were doing a great. The crowd was into a jump around between the third and fourth quarter. Pretty fun atmosphere. It really was.
It was.
So taking a look at some final stats, North Lincoln, 38 carries, 300 yards. That's what they do. Mm-hmm. That is over 8 yards per carry. Well, you got big runs in there. You got a 61, you got a 25, a 22, 21. They can break some runs. 40 yards by Agee on the one play where he dragged a guy 25 yards.
Right. That was one of the best plays we've seen all year. But just the way that the offensive line, undersized compared
Mm-hmm.
to Statesville, but just low center of gravity, they weren't really pushing them, but they were putting the heads on hats.
Just
Wing it,
creating a hole.
finding spots, and then they get around the edge. Just fantastic job.
So they finish 2 for 4. Sipe 2 for 4 passing, and for 26 yards. So that makes him 5 for 14 on the season, because he was 3 for 10 coming in. They just don't throw much. They don't need to.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think it's 2 for 4, but I think there was a couple other passes that were called back by penalty.
Oh, yeah.
That he had, because they threw the ball more in that first half than then obviously we had seen in a couple of years, and way more above their average. But kind of kept them off balance. But then, of course, the run game took over and didn't have to run.
So the Knights end up with 326 yards offense, which doesn't sound like that much, but they got a lot of short fields. You can only get so many yards when you get it to 24, you get it to 40, you get it to 50. They had several possessions that started in the Statesville end because Statesville was going for it on fourth downs a lot.
Yeah, and then, like I say, we have already mentioned how many sacks that North Lincoln had on fourth down. And so I can tell you how many times, they were right here in front of us. We're at the 50, and they were starting possessions there, or inside Statesville territory.
So Statesville ends up 32 carries, 195 yards, 80 of those coming on one play. So that's 31 for 115. That's under 4 yards a carry. That's not going to get it done on the high school level. 7 of 15 passing, 105 yards, 1 touchdown. That was a 57-yard bomb to Rucker in the third quarter. They kind of made things interesting for a little bit. Made it 25-14, but that was the end of the scoring. They had 2 big plays, and that was their scoring. The rest of the time, they didn't really do that much.
Well, and two possessions inside in the red zone, that they came away with no points.
So they end up with exactly 300 yards offense, but only 14 points, which shows you they've still got some issues to work through to make sure they're taking things, getting it when they get in the red zone is making the most of those opportunities, and they didn't do that tonight.
Like I say, out of the 300, 130 yards were on 2 plays, almost half their offense.
So that should do it here. Next week we are scheduled to be
West Lincoln
at Maiden. That's the first time we've been to Maiden. So that will be something new. They have a really nice press box over there. So.
Oh, okay.
I've been there before. Back in the COVID days, I did a game and did a graduation over there. So really nice setup. So we're looking forward to seeing Maiden for the first time. And we'll see West Lincoln for the second time. We've rotated through all the schools now. Definitely, from what we've seen so far, I'd say the class of the county is North Lincoln, but I don't think East Lincoln's far behind the way they can put points up, although they're getting throttled pretty good tonight. But then that's Hickory.
That's Hickory.
They're really good.
Yeah. How many was that? That's 19 coming in. It's going to be 20 in a row for
20 in a row.
Hickory if they pull that off tonight.
We have anything else, any other updates that we might want to throw by, and then that should about do it for tonight.
I'll jump on What's Up Shopper.
Yep. If you want to see the scores we're getting, go to whatsupshopper.com. They have a nice feed there.
Obviously, they're at the Kings Mountain game, but
yep, lots of highlights as well on there. We do have videographers that go to some of the games, and they will post some. Kevin Hastings and others will
here we go.
Host them on the red zone.
South Point 44-7 over Kramer.
Not a surprise.
Just trying to
Burns hanging one on Highland Tech. That'll be their first loss of the season.
St. Stephen's 35, West Ardale 28.
That's a good game.
What we got here? North Ardale's 23, Ford 16.
Look at Freedom.
Maybe we put the jinx on them.
Look at Freedom.
Freedom 56, Chase 7. North Surrey 47, Wilkes Central 21. Crest 29, Ashbrook 12. Hickory 28-13.
We had 35-14.
26 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Bunker Hill 32, Lincolnton 14.
Boy, Lincolnton just has a wicked schedule.
Brevard 16, East Rutherford 14. Newton Conover 28, West Caldwell 0. Here's Maiden 29, East Burke 6.
West Caldwell's got a big losing streak going as well. I don't think we find anything on Ford?
Yeah, Ford. We had Ford losing 23-16 to North Iredell. Again, this is about a half hour ago.
Oh, come on, Ford.
Let's go. Touchdown. Go for 2.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I think that's all I got.
Okay. Well, that's all we've got here. So the final score again is North Lincoln 39, Statesville 14. I'm Dave Potter, Scott Tudor alongside. We thank you for joining us. Thanks to everybody back in the studio, Kevin, Calvin, and JP, who helped put us on the air after we get things set up here. Appreciate their help, and we appreciate you listening. So again, next week we're scheduled to be in Maiden, West Lincoln and Maiden. Thank you for joining us, and good night from North Lincoln.
Say goodbye to those hot, sticky days in the scorching sun. James River delivers the Back to Cool special on select John Deere cab tractors. Experience ultimate comfort in a roomy, air-conditioned 3R, 4R, or 5E 3-cylinder series cab tractor. Plus, save a cool $5,000 off MSRP on top of 0% for 60-month financing. Comfort has never been so affordable. Visit JamesRiverEquipment.com/cool for more.
James River Equipment Company, Highway 180 North in Shelby.